How's it going, everybody? It's me, it's RDV, and I'm back again with the Geek Easy and Eric Breen, my two cohorts in this chaos-filled stream tonight. We're talking about the best books of the week to follow up to our Tuesday nights, which is the same time, 8 p.m., but only on Tuesdays. So anyway,
At 8 p.m., that means I have to come back in 3 hours then, if it's at 8 p.m.
Yeah. Well, that's because I'm in the past. You guys are an hour ahead of me. I'm a little bit slow. Actually, no. No, that's right. You're 3 hours, right? 2 hours.
I'm 1 hour behind the West Coast.
Yeah, I've seen both your futures. It's not pretty. By the way, speaking of pretty, is Zach joining us tonight?
Supposedly. I've been trying to get a hold of him all day. He kind of looks at messages and doesn't respond, so I guess he's avoiding me. But
might be at the beach.
No, he's back in town. He's just probably driving. I don't know, or just too busy fighting on Twitter with people that disagree with him. He does that. He's a little chihuahua. He just goes up there and starts barking at people for no reason. You know, he sees something he doesn't like it. He has to say something. That's what he wants to do on Twitter. I just want to share the link out and get the hell off of it. And Dave is here. Hello to Dave. How's it going, guy?
Dave's not here, man.
And hello to the other person other than Dave, because I think all three of us are watching this separate device. So, hey, there she is, Marania. Lots of apples that might be going to waste if not. You know, you guys saving your apples for Zach. Just eat your apples. It'll be more benefits because you're going to need all that, that to be healthy to react to his hot takes.
I've never thought of it that way, but there's wisdom in your words.
Throw tomatoes. Nobody likes tomatoes.
I'm still going to spit them out at him though, because that's too much.
That's quite a distance.
Wait,
Kentucky to Louisiana.
Okay. The Atlantic Coast Conference, that's the East Coast.
Yeah.
They're going to add Stanford in California.
Really?
Yeah. I guess it really doesn't matter anymore.
Nope. Doesn't matter at all.
No, it doesn't.
All right. Let's get this little shindig on the road. You guys know the drill. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Click the bell so you get all the notifications, so you never miss a live stream. Also, click like if you like this, or click dislike if it's still there. I'm not sure if it is, but just say hello. I know, or have us on as background. I don't care. It's do what you want to do, but at least support the channel. It'd be awesome. But all right, guys, I'm gonna make myself a little bigger. So you guys gonna, bow down to my ego. All right, I'm gonna show off some books tonight. Here, I didn't get that many books tonight. I think about 10 that are like, nine, and then one of them is a back issue.
Great. One of your LCS owners' kids probably didn't get to eat this week.
You know what? If the damn LCS had the Conan the Barbarian, he would have ate.
Well, that's fair, and that's on him.
Yeah, they only had a few variants, which sold out real fast, but they didn't get any of the 8 covers in both shops I went to. So I used it to buy other stuff that I probably enjoy more. Although I did take a peek online at the Conan book, and I'll say it is still going strong. I look forward to picking that up next week. Get my physical copy. But that's like I said. Conan the Barbarian is one of those books I never would have thought I'd really enjoying. But I read Dan Jurgens' Tarzan, another book. No interest in Tarzan whatsoever. He's tried to sell it multiple times. Tarzan Man of the Apes, and I just have no desire to buy or read that stuff. But oh well. Hey, Marania, don't say that because I saw what LK wrote in the chat in the sports ball, and that is not true.
What did he say?
About Miss Marvel, it has she big insight, and I think it goes into Jim fires back. He's like, well, in order to make her hands and her feet bigger, she has to shrink something else. And I said, like, that's not the case with Reed Richards, but if Sue says anything, she's a liar.
My question to LK would be, why were you reading Ms. Marvel?
Well, he's the resident backpull. He just wanted to give it a chance. The fact he didn't pay for it, he's probably reading online.
No, I'm guessing because I said he's a true believer.
I guess so. So I picked up this today or yesterday. Deadly Genesis, the facsimile. I used to own the trade, but I never really owned the Giant Size X-Men issue though. So, like I say though, I still like it though. I like everything. I mean, now these are the not the original colors, probably the backgrounds. They probably updated it, or maybe it is. I'm not sure, but it's a pretty thick book.
Yeah, I said I had the actual Giant Size at one time.
Yep, and it comes with the best thing is it comes with the ads in here.
Did you notice who wrote that?
Roy Thomas, right?
No.
Roy Thomas had a chance in it. Was credited in one of the stories, but it's Len Wein and Dave Cockrum in the first story.
Yeah. Len Wein wrote it.
Yeah.
The little bit of useless trivia. When they decided to make X-Men, when they decided to put it back on the bi-monthly schedule, Len Wein realized he wasn't going to have time to write it, so he handed it off to his friend Chris Claremont.
Oh,
and that's how we got Claremont.
So
if Len Wein had more free time, the comics would have been completely changed.
Who needs Bruce? What's his name? Steven Seagal. We have Count Dante.
Well, Steven Seagal was smart enough to realize that it takes a lot more years to eat yourself to death than it does to drink yourself to death.
I'm just happy because we get sick lips in here. Call him sick lips.
Yeah, I think that's a reprint from when they were doing the origin stories in the issue numbers in the 40s.
Yeah, this is the Roy Thomas one I was talking about.
Yeah. Roy was the writer on X-Men when Neil Adams took over the art.
Yep, you got Roy here. Artist is Werner Roth.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because Neil didn't start until into the 50s, like 56, I think.
Yep, and then you get the little Werner Roth back here, little Iceman thing too. Back here as well. Like I said, I mean, I'm kind of digging this. You know, old school Iceman throwing ice cubes.
So I'm almost afraid to ask, but what was that facsimile? $8?
$8. Yeah.
Yikes! I think the first time they started reprinting that particular issue, it was $5.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it was the impulse buy. I saw it there.
Oh, I said I have no. I mean, I'd buy that before I would buy any new product from Marvel. No doubt.
Yeah, unfortunately, the money I spent on these $8 is going to go towards Zebels or someone else. You know. All right. So that was my number 10. Actually, I guess I won't count that because that's really not part of the thing. So my number 10 this week. Uh-oh, you got a fax. This just in. Breaking news. Do. My number 10. I didn't care for this issue. I don't know where Hickman's going with this, but it just wasn't entertaining for me at all. It's almost like when you go too intellectual. I mean, I admit I'm not the brightest bulb, and but still, it's like it's just got the point where it's like I don't know where he's going with this. I don't really care for Howard Stark as Iron Man. To me, that's the most annoying thing you can ever have, is having a guy who basically replacing Tony, because Tony's been replaced for the past 20 years. Maybe that's what's really irritating me too, is that it's not the real Tony Stark. But
Good evening, Dr. Orloff.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? He's here because I didn't pay the bill at the hotel.
Well, that'll learn you.
Yeah, that'll learn you. That'll learn you, youngster. What is that? John Wayne talk?
No, that's dumbass talk.
Oh,
That'll learn you.
because I've heard that in westerns before. I just didn't know.
You ever got no book learning? Yeah, I'm sure it comes from that.
All those westerns you watch back in the day.
I don't watch westerns.
You've watched some John Wayne, so
I've seen some, but no. If you want to talk westerns, talk to Rod. He's seen every episode of every western known to man.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I do have faith in Hickman. At the end of this, will make more sense over what the plans the maker has, because up at this point, it's been like, okay, it's another issue. I waited a while for this, and it's like, maybe Zach has more appreciation for Hickman than I do.
Well, you know what though. At least with that, you get good art.
True.
Think of how many bad Marvel books are out there that not only have bad writing, have bad art. You know, if Hickman doesn't hit on an issue, at least it's nice to look at.
That's true.
I'm being
Sort of like me, nice to look at.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just I'm amazed that I'm looking at a Marvel comic in 2023 and seeing that much detail.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Again, nice to look at.
Yeah, I was looking. The more I look at some of these books, it's like you go panel to panel. You know, usually when we do our readings, I'm thinking like, can't really do panel to panel. You can a little bit. It just goes straight down the book. So, but I don't know.
I just want to say, Dave, I'm not anti-Western. I just haven't seen that many of them. Yeah, we were one TV family.
Yeah, Unforgiven.
We were one TV family growing up, and Dad didn't like westerns. That meant that kids didn't watch westerns.
A few westerns I can name of offhand. Is it the?
I mean, I've seen the classic movies. Yeah, from the. Yeah, I mean, like High Noon.
Was it Jimmy Vance or
The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance?
Yeah, I seen that
Searchers,
one.
Rio Bravo. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of other ones, but yeah, I mean, I've been told what are the best ones to see. I still haven't seen any of the Clint Eastwood Man with No Name westerns though.
Oh, I watched all those spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of great westerns I haven't seen yet.
Josie Wales is still my favorite. With the old Indian guy, he's just sitting there constantly smoking the whole time. He gets it on with the younger girls.
Then was it Destry Rides Again with James Stewart and Marlena Dietrich?
What was the one with James Caan and John Wayne?
James Caan.
James Caan was in one.
Was he really?
Yeah.
It must have been late. It would have been very late in John Wayne's career then.
It was real. Was it real?
Rio Bravo. He'd have been like 12 on that one.
There was a third one though, or one of the. Dear God, get your apples ready, guys. He doesn't have to say anything. Just look at him. He just got back to the gardening.
Oh, good Lord. It's Katharine Hepburn.
That's not what I was thinking, but
it's the African Queen.
Yes, she's on the boats.
Oh my goodness!
On Golden Pond.
I just want to say that it is very appropriate for a guy.
Cam Newton.
It's a straw hat. What do you want from me? It's a unisex hat.
I'll tell you, Zach, that's the most entertainment you've provided since I met you. So thank you very much.
Can I point out something?
Yeah, this man spit liquid
Zach,
too.
A culture appropriating someone else's hat.
Yeah, Katharine Hepburn.
They sell these. They sell these at Home Depot by the dozen.
Good
yeah,
next they get dumb people by the dozen there.
I don't want to tell you guys what I first thought when I saw him wearing that hat when he came in here. It's entirely inappropriate.
I hope he got all the bees.
No, not even close.
I thought he was working the rice fields.
Yes, something along that line.
Okay, this is the last time I try to bring any culture to this. No, I'm just kidding.
All your stolen culture.
It doesn't It doesn't even fit very well over
It's
the
just
headset.
weird because this week he came back. He had the guns out. He had the tank top on.
I did. I'm not wearing the tank top today. No, I'm a little more civilized
You
today.
started a trend though because Saturday morning Shannon was, he was going to the gun show on Rod's stream.
Really?
Yeah.
So
And I asked him if he was, if he just wrapped up his appearance on Cops.
I was gonna say, what beach should he go to? You can come back with the straw hat. I know why though, because he's excited because he watched One Piece.
I'm halfway through. 4 episodes in. It's awesome. The best thing I think Netflix has ever made.
What was that again? What show?
One Piece. It's a live action adaptation of the manga and of the anime. It's been going on for like 20 something years.
Remember that song? This is the song that won't ever end. It goes on and on. That's One Piece in anime form. Manga.
Yeah, it does.
It never ends. It's been going on for what, 10 years now?
No, more than 10. Since like 97 or 98 is when the manga came out. I think the anime started in 99 or 2000.
That's like one of those animes. Will they or will they? Won't they? It's like a romance
It's so good you don't want it to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt with my hat. I didn't know it was going to cause that big of a commotion.
I'm just glad you didn't pull a Trudeau. Number 9
Oh God.
was a little one shot, Endless Summer, by a writer I've never heard of. What's his name here? It says cover. It is Dave Baker, with the artist is named Tango. I've never heard of. But
He works at Cash a lot.
They used to. All right, and his little brother's named Tang, and together they had the Wu-Tang. All right, so basically this book is just it's more of a kid's book, You're like, wait, how do you know that? Because it's turtles. Anyway, more so than the other books I've been reading, the Ninja Turtles. This is another one shot from Saturday Morning Adventures line, and they decided to have basically Michelangelo's getting bored. It's summer. He's tired of constantly just fighting the Foot Clan and all that stuff. And he's like the point where he doesn't want to eat pizza. They're all freaking out. So they decided to go to this little Wild West theme place where I could hear myself echoing. Echo. Am I the one hearing that?
I'm not hearing anything.
Okay.
I can hear it.
Do your sports thing. Okay, you're not gonna do it? Okay. All right. So anyway, oh man, it's really loud. And then you can always start with Zach coming on too.
You mother.
Look, there's no echo when I muted him.
It can't be echoing. I have the headset on.
I don't know. And anyway, this is loud. And okay, so they're at this basically like a Wild West, like a theme park adventure. They run into Krang. Krang's basically was using the roller coasters to charge his new machine so he could open a portal to get more rock soldiers out because he wants to take over the Earth. So Turtle is thwarted his scheme, and at the end, Michelangelo realizes like he kind of had fun. His fun, he's hanging out with his brothers, regardless if they're fighting or not. And they had pizza with anchovies, pickles, and I forgot what the other was. It was like strawberries on it. So
Anchovies, ugh.
Strawberries and pickles on pizza.
I've had pickles on pizza because they had like the cheeseburger pizzas. Those were good. Anchovies, no.
I'm just saying it's just a weird combination, but it's a short little comic book. Safe for kids if you have like 10 and under, they might enjoy this. So, and I guess they're also doing these two. This is the other ones out this week. So, My Little Pony, and then there's a Dungeons and Dragons. I guess we're gonna be doing some other ones as well. So, all right. My number 8 is a continuation of Blade Runner 2039. Basically, the Tyrell Corporation was bought out after the original basically owner died. He had the original owner had created a replica of his late wife. And now this new guy Wallace, who basically bought over the Tower Corporation, wants the replicant of the late owner's wife because he believes that she unlocks the. What was that?
What?
Somebody just poured something.
Oh, I was shaking my drink. You heard that?
Yes, we did.
I have the tiny little microphone that's up here is plugged in. How is it catching that? Good Lord.
I don't know. Hey, the echo's gone away. Oh, because you muted. Oh, thank you. It's not long enough.
That's what she said.
Almost got him. Easy choice. All right. Yeah, so basically, this new owner of the Cairo Corporation basically believes that the replicant has the capability of basically a code allows them to. If you remember 2049, one of the replicants gave birth to to a daughter, which is supposed to be what's his name's original Harrison Ford's child.
Definitely.
Yeah. So they believe that they all believe that this replicant here can actually give birth, and they're searching for her. And Ash, basically, and her replicant partner are trying to track down this said replicant before the evil Wallace Corporation get a hold of her. We also found out that the Wallace Corporation was so fast that the Wallace was so fascinated with Ash because she's a former Blade Runner. And he basically created a replicant that looks just like her, younger version of her. So we're going into Logan territory here. We have a younger version versus the original, older. Fun book. The great thing about this, it gives you everything that's happening, so you know exactly. Because these books come out about once a month, and I love it gives you the nice recap so I can remember. Otherwise I have to go back and reread everything. Let me show some of the art here. This is through Titan too as well, I should point out. But this is the art you're getting in here too. So I mean, the art is getting better. It's not like you see on the back here. We show that's what the character's supposed to look like. But this is $3.99. This is issue 6. This is volume 3. Do they explain why it's called Blade Runner? Because it's part of the Blade Runner universe. So I imagine if you watch the original movie, they explain what a Blade Runner is.
It's a South African track star.
The one that killed his wife?
Yeah, I think that might have been the guy.
You're thinking, when you say South Africa, I'm like, yeah, that's the one that faked the home invasion but actually killed his wife.
But he also ran on blades.
Yeah, too. See? There you go. It's all coming together. One full circle. All right.
He thought she was a replicant, but he was wrong.
And please don't kill your spouses. Just sign a prenup. So you don't have to worry about her taking every half of things.
Just have him drink to death.
It's the soup with the poison in it. A little time. Yeah. We frown upon murder. Unless it's self-defense. All right. My number 7 is Teenage Mutant Turtles Street Fighter. And you're like, what? A second Turtles book out this week? I know, it's crazy. This series, I was kind of iffy going on the second issue. Kind of dropped in as far as entertainment value. The first one I loved. The third one's right back up again. Basically, we have the main guy. I forget what his name is on the right, up right there. But he basically wants to harness psycho energy so he can feel these bombs he wants basically to drop on the world. It's all about world domination, basically, comes out the points. And Raphael and Chun-Li were kidnapped. The rest of the team are working together. It's been fun for a book that usually has Ninja Turtles. The only thing that sucks about this is they threw freaking Jenica in here. No one likes Jenica. Quit shoehorning her into shit that she doesn't belong into. I don't think even Jenica likes Jenica. They have a little line here. It's like, oh, it's turtles. And she's like, no, I'm not a turtle. I'm like, we know that.
It's enough that you don't like her is good enough for them.
Yeah. But I like Mike. But the thing about this book, these writers keep the same personality of Michelangelo. Michelangelo is always like, I joke around and all, but he's still kind of serious. And as Guile points out, he really reminds me of Chun-Li in a sense, She can joke around, but when it comes to like actually being serious, saving lives, she'll do it. She'll risk herself. It's her own life. So he respects them. But, yep. Oh, I can never get through it. I either fall asleep or get bored and turn it off. Well, if you're watching the director's cut, it's like, what, 3 hours? I think so.
Which there's a couple different director's cuts.
Whatever the longest one is. I thought there was just the original director's cut, and then there was the normal theater cut.
I've got one over here. There's like 5 different versions of the stuff they've released.
Oh.
It's with narration, without narration, a director's cut, this cut, that cut, and the why the fuck not cut, and let's make some extra money cut.
Look at that. Zach's trying to kiss up to Dave. Dave won't throw apples at me.
I'm not trying to kill. I've always felt that way about Blade Runner. My ex sister-in-law loves that movie. That was one of our biggest fights. It's like I can't stand it. It's just boring.
I just can't stand it. There's not enough walking.
The one Harrison Ford movie I actively choose not to watch.
Wait. Yeah, well, I bet you love 6 Days and 7 Nights, huh?
No, I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen 6 Days and 7 Nights.
He's a big Lord of the Rings fan, so he likes.
That's true. Yeah, I'm also a big Indiana Jones fan too, and Air Force One.
Something, Zach?
Best movie president. What's that?
I was gonna agree with you, but you started talking about Blade Runner, and I nodded off. I don't get it. It's not bad, but I don't get the sycophantic support that its fans give it. I mean, Kiki's back there. He's looking for weapons. He wants to shoot something through me. That's through the screen at me.
He's Batman.
Look at him. Look at Venkman. He wants me too. There.
And speaking of weapons, look at
it's not fun, is it?
I have a little batarang knife.
Nice.
Gee.
I just have apples.
You just wanted.
Oh man, not the well. I was surprised I went all Tuesday night without seeing that. Actually,
you know what? That's Carlita bites in that apple. He starts chewing. He goes, tastes like Blade Runner.
I mean, I liked Blade Runner. It wasn't Harrison Ford's best movie.
So
it wasn't his worst. But
for me, Blade Runner is more the world than it is the story. I mean, as far as the whole replicants, your dystopian future, I love the flying cars. I love all that stuff.
I think my problem is I'm not a fan of dystopian futures because
it
looks like I'm going to live long enough to live through one. So,
we're already in one right now. I mean,
we're in the boring one. We don't have the flying cars.
Yeah,
what they don't tell you is that Blade Runner takes place in New York.
We don't have shit.
In the 70s.
No hoverboards, no flying cars,
no self-tying shoes.
No self-tying shoes. We're not going to other planets.
No, I would.
We're almost at the androids. We're almost at the robot stage. All we use them for right now is sex.
Yeah, I went years without watching a lot of the movies that turned out to be classics, and when I started making up for that, it's like, I still haven't seen E.T. I'm the one person who still hasn't seen that. But I mean, I saw Forrest Gump. It had already been out for 27 years ago. Yeah, I could see what everybody's seeing that. But I watched Blade Runner. I'm thinking, man, what am I missing? And I'm being told. I mean, I'm not knocking.
So for me, it's the scene where they go into the inventor, the three replicants go in there. I mean, that scene always creeps me out. Doing the little flips and stuff, looking at all the toys. And this guy, he's not going to survive. And then the whole Rutger Hauer scene, the fact that he's a model that's breaking down and, he's going kind of crazy. So
See, the problem is I don't remember the movie well enough to recognize what you're talking about because it just left so little of an impression on me. And I'm not trying to be glib right now. I just and I think maybe I'm missing some. I should watch it again. And I go, man, I'm 61. I don't want to waste 2 more hours if I don't like it the second time.
well, the trick was to watch it back when it came out.
That would have been a better idea, as it turns out.
All right, my number 6 of the week. Another Turtles book. Oh my god!
Dude.
Oh god, more turtles in my front yard.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they're all eaten by the gators in your yard.
No, we saw an armadillo last night though.
Yeah, I just saw an armadillo a couple minutes ago.
Wow, I don't want to know. When it gets cold, it rolls up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't roll up last night. It was like 90 degrees.
All right. So this is a continuation of the Saturday morning cartoons adventures. This is issue number 4. This is Burnham and Dan Shanning. These guys who were working originally on the Ghostbusters books for IDW. They've also written Godzilla as well. And basically, sorry, Zach.
Today.
It's distracting. Like, I know.
The luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Of the planet.
Is that what you were wanting before, Venkman?
That's what I was wanting, because that's what I think every single time I hear an echo now.
Now batting, Manny, Naked Gun.
I love it when you go to those old or the high school or the little leagues, and they have the guy just repeats it. I don't know why he does it, but they don't. It's not a special effect. He just does it. It's always, and you always see it in the Hollywood movies. I'm like, they actually got that right. All right. So the Turtles, in their ventures, came across Shredder, and Shredder came across was stealing this metal or meteorite that has an unknown alien metal, and he wants to use it for.
MODOK's having a really bad day.
It's Krang.
Oh,
it looks more like that guy, Christopher Lloyd from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And because they couldn't get,
big head.
They couldn't cut it open. They need to use a tool from Dimension X, so they're going to send it through a scalpel. When the scalpel goes up going through, it reacts, and it ends up where basically the Gators land on it. And he's like, "Oh, cool! I got the little laser gun." The Turtles basically are panicking because they know that Shredder's going to strike. So they Splinter says, "Well, we split up. 2 of you go over here, and we'll 2 of you stay in the city." So they call their friends the Frog Brothers. That's these guys on there. And the Frog Brothers are basically defenders of Florida or Louisiana, somewhere down there. Yeah, somewhere down there. Probably not in Zach's neck of the woods. So a little adventure with them, and basically, Michelangelo, but Raphael learns that sometimes having bugs is good, because how they defeat the bad guy is they shoot a hornet. So the Hornets go and they chase the guy around. It's just, like I said, these are very simple books, and make all your jokes you want. And I'm simple. Sometimes these are the more enjoyable books. Just like I'll go back and read some of the Harvey books. I don't need to have a 20 issue subplot going across. I just need to have a single issue where it just makes you laugh.
I'd settle for a subplot in a modern comic.
The subplot is you buying the book, and then you are you're actually, I guess you'd say that you are in the book, and the subplot is you thinking that well, you know what, maybe the next book will be good, and then tune in next week to see if that's true. All right, number 5 this week is Scorch, issue 21. These books have been getting better and better, and I don't know what it is, or I guess, but the plot, as it gets more to the climax here, ever since, I'd say Zach would probably agree, is ever since they threw Spawn back into the book. Spawn basically had left the book, and now he's back in there. And they're basically tricked into basically teaming up with this one of their former villains, taking on what I guess supposed to be like the destructors of or the four horsemen kind of like types characters. They want to destroy the earth, and they get tricked into basically attacking them, and it was a mistake. We also find that She Spawn did not die; she's alive.
Are these the good? Is this the good horseman with Ole and Arn Anderson, or the later ones with like Dean Malenko and Steve McMichael?
Well, you can just I'll show you.
I feel I should explain that to Zach since I know he's not cool enough for wrestling, but that's a wrestling reference.
That's the main guy right there, and this is his army.
Oh my God! Is anything McFarlane related still have those stupid TV bubbles with the people yapping and yapping?
The thing is that McFarlane's not drawing into this.
No, is it? Is he even writing it?
He does additional script, but Sean Lewis is doing the script and plot with Tommy
Because
Brown.
he stole that from Frank Miller in Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Yeah,
He's been using it for 30 freaking years.
but I do love the art in here too. See, these are pretty nice, well done books. They're all stock. They're all instead of being like the floppy covers, these are all like stock covers. That's what it feels like. The cardboard backers.
Dave, pick me up a couple chocolate custard donuts, would you?
I did donuts yesterday. So, like I said, I'm not a fan of Spawn, but this story has actually been fun for me. Now, Zach, I don't know. Zach's been on one of those things where he likes apples. He might say it's differently. He'd be like, I'm not feeling it. Look at the smile over there.
I do like apples. I do like apples a lot. I'm gonna have takes on books.
A is for apples, E is for Zach's. Put them together, you got apple Zach's.
Do you know what A is also for?
Adirondacks.
Something I've been called on more than one occasion.
I'll let you guys ponder. All right, my number 4. It's Local Man. This is the Tony Flakes and Tim Seeley book. Over at Image.
God, Tim Seeley wrote something that cracked your top 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I love his hack slash stuff.
That was it. That was like Tim Seeley and Hack Slash was like that career 230 hitter that won a batting title one year.
So, this is actually the main story. This is the backup story they have in here. But
Is anybody else troubled that we're now getting homage covers to arguably the worst miniseries crossover ever constructed?
What do you mean? Wetworks one?
No, Deathmate.
Oh, Deathmate. Oh, I never read Deathmate.
Yeah, it was Valiant and Image crossing over, but the Image guys couldn't get their books done on time.
Yeah.
And it just kind of imploded.
So you're getting Cyberforce in here, mixed in here too, in the story. This is the time adventure story, basically, in this one, a little one shot. It gives you 2 stories, like they always do. One is written by Tony Fleeks, one's written by Tim Seeley, and they take turns, sort of, as far as who writes what. Really, I actually enjoyed it. For the art in here, they are introducing characters.
That's Dynamo 5 people.
Yeah, Dynamo 5 in here. Yep.
Is this first issue?
This is the one shot.
Oh, I might pick this up. Dynamo 5 was a good book. It really was.
Yeah.
It's fallen completely down the memory hole. But...
It has the girl with the skateboarder girl, and then you had the other girl.
Oh wait a minute, I forgot Tim Seeley's writing part of it. Never mind.
It's actually good. It's actually. I said here's the names here. People are wondering.
Wow, Striker, was that from Strike Force?
Yep. Street Angels in here.
What's Sick Lips doing there?
Well, that's Crossjack. Yeah, that's the character they created. It's basically the main guy Jack, he's called to the sheriff's office. He's like, I didn't do anything. And, he's trying. And his basically his younger self and his other group of people show up, and he's worried about basically he can't, say anything because of time. It would be a paradox. He doesn't want to destroy the world or whatever, but they need his help to basically go to find this person who basically can help transport them back to their own time. And this person happens to be a girl who works at Walmart. It was like their time window thing. And they come across another person that basically they show that Jack basically had bonded with a fire person. And they had this huge brawl out in the middle of a Walmart. Those two Walmarts on fire.
Oh, that never happens.
And turns out the girl is actually is this girl. It's the one from Everlasting, which was the Tom King crap. But
I've actually heard good things about that book.
Yeah, so these are the books you're advertising. Cyber Force, which he's from, Striker's from.
I have that Cyber Force book.
I love how they give you like, here's a Street Angel. They gave you a preview of the book of the character, so if you want to read it, for know who this person is. But basically in Local Man, they show you the credit at the end here. Who created everything? Battle Pope was in year 2 by Robert Kirkman, Tony Moore. The Flame, Will Eisner. So I thought that was kind of cool. They actually were able to get some of these characters in there. Was that in Chicago? No, they're in Wisconsin actually. This whole book takes place in Wisconsin. Same as Local Man. The original stuff. And Local Man is about a guy. He's a washed-up ex-superhero that gets kicked off his own team. And he's not allowed to be a superhero anymore. And so his dad hates him. His mom, still kind of likes him. They're still kind of trust him. And he was going to spend Mother's Day with his mom. He's going to send her flowers and stuff. And then, of course, this shit happens. The good thing at the end of the story, I'll just say this, is that he actually, after talking some sense to his younger self, I go, you're such a fucking asshole. Like, I hate you. I wish I was never like you. I wish you made better choices. And the end is his younger self actually did change and bought his mom flowers for and is basically made up for every single Mother's Day he remembers. He's always sent his mom flowers. So they actually had a nice ending. But the backup story is basically they're going against these villains. Okay. Shows them kind of fighting in space. Oh, yeah. So anyway, this was how much was this? This was $5 for this, and I love that these are flip covers. I miss these. Maybe some people don't know, but yeah, like I said, Tony, I'm not a huge Tim Seeley fan. I was when he was really started out writing a hack and slash. Then he started getting really showing his real colors, and his books started taking a shit. But it got better. As far as with the Local Man, I was shocked. Guess who got me into that, Breen?
I don't know.
Skip, Curtis.
Oh, wow.
Skip got me into that. It's the only reason I picked it up. And I started reading. I was like, oh my gosh, Skip actually like I'm like, because I was like, I don't care for Tim Seeley. But it's Tony Fleeks from Stray Dogs working together. And I checked out the issues, and Ash and I were reviewing them over on his channel, Ash on Comics Monday nights. And it's a very fun book. All right. The book that I like, that's my number 3 above that, is Deadpool. Now, some of these books are higher because I did not get, like I said before, I was able to get the Conan book. So these would all be pushed back more by 1. Plot twist: Conan would be my number 1 book if I had the book. That issue 2 was fun. So I don't know. I've been liking this. It's and I love it. I just love this here little tribute page. That should be a poster. I would love to have this poster. So last one we basically learned about Deadpool Better Blood is the fact that Deadpool is actually in a murder, almost like a Mojo world kind of thing, but it's run by, well, it's supposed to be Murder World 2.0, and it's run by what's his name, his sister, Arcade's sister.
Arcadia.
I can't remember what her name was, but it might be. But we do get some cameos though. We do get like a different Earth. It's Wade versus Venom Pool, where instead on that alternate Earth where Venom, where it was basically Wade Wilson, not Eddie Brock. He hates Spider-Man. But then as he goes through each portal, he ran into you see that Zazu. He was in the Savage Land. Zazu actually helped him out. And then he gets knocked over into space, another thing. It's basically a lot of cameos. Really. And people are going to say, oh, he can't draw feet. At this point, the feet look normal. I'd say. I think he's actually learned how to draw feet. But the coolest thing, though, is, and Zach, you may remember this, team.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yep.
I remember when that was a thing. Lady Deadpool, Kid Deadpool, Doggy Deadpool.
Yep. Family Pool.
There was like the head.
Yep. The floating zombie head. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he jumps up in his lap. He's like, Daddy. He's like, I'm not your dad. And he gives him a lightsaber. And like,
Who's
that's
your
cool.
daddy?
So now he goes. It's going. Yeah. So the last thing he has to end up going against is Venom and Venom Pool. And then Wolverine shows up. And he's like, some of the words he's like, it says, Wade's like, I hope both you are good and hungry because laser kebabs Ella Wade are on the menu tonight. And I'm going to make sure to save some for leftovers for whoever is responsible for putting me in this madhouse in the first place. You know? And the Venom Pool is like, both of you miscounted. Common mistake. With our symbiotes, that makes us 4 of us. One of you. Ha ha ha. Try again, ugly. I got 2 gets 4. And Deadpool's like, oh shit. If you count these, and Wolverine pops up. And it keeps in with the whole thing. And the Wolverine's like, save it. It's like, I'm only here because Cable needs things so you can our chance of saving the world and all. But it's an old trope, been beat to death, but I still enjoy it. Wolverine, Cable, and Deadpool working together. And it's, like I say, it's Rob Liefeld. If you like his art, sure. If you don't like his art, don't get it. But at least the guy is consistent with his stuff. Now, some people might say he's consistently sucks. I say the guy, at least he's actually putting an effort out, unlike Marvel. So, number 2 this week is Blade. Eric, have you been picking this up at all? Get a chance to read this?
Nope.
I said, Eric. Is your name Eric too geeky? No.
I said no.
Oh, okay. I heard someone. I thought it was.
That was me.
Okay. It was so quick. I'm like, you guys had that kind of the deep, grumpy voice, so it's hard to tell.
It comes with being older. Experiencing life.
Yeah. Experiencing with Zach on mute when he's trying to talk is the best. He's still trying to talk and he's on mute.
Why am I double muted? Trying to make a joke.
I'm not gatekeeping your jokes. All right, so number 2 here, dealing with this, Blade mistakenly helped out the wrong person and has released this demon on the Earth. So he ends up going to see his old ex girlfriend over in Korea, or not Japan. She's about to get executed. He comes in, shoots the guy in the head. She goes there a shower. Very cliche for like usually Hollywood movies. See this, good guy saved her. He's talking about how she still has pieces of like skull in her hair, and then she wants to know why why is my ex here? And then she seduces him. They make Whoopi, not Goldberg.
What are you doing with like that? The love connection from the '70s make Whoopi? Jeez,
Because everybody says that they make it the sex.
that's better. Doing the bone dance, doing the wango tango.
So then after she's agreed to help him, they're attacked by a freaking helicopter with a heavy machine gun fire. He grabs a gun, goes out there, basically pulls an awesome. Runs in there, basically shoots kills guy, kills pilot, jumps back out. Basically saying fuck anybody else who's down at the bottom of the street because that helicopter's gonna go crash. He ends up getting shot. She gets abducted. He falls out, lands into a car. Very, very high octane action for this. Although there is one thing I did really irk me because the Japanese girl basically brought up, oh, what about your daughter? I was like, one line. It's like, and he says like she's going her own way. I'm doing mine. She's doing her own thing. Basically said she's not my daughter. In regards, she's on her own path.
I like the fact that they're just saying don't need it anymore.
Yeah. So because his ex-girlfriend's kidnapped, he basically teams up with the other girl, and they go to hunt down this the person that basically took her hostage. And we're going into big trouble, Little China, because this guy is also some kind of monster too. These are the lung claws. And,
I wonder if Brian Hill has enough clout to when they, I don't know if he approached them or they approached him about doing a series. If he said, if you make me write the daughter, I'm out.
From what I hear, he said that he was taking, he's going to like skip over some of the last little Blade storylines, and he's taking him back the way that he was.
Yeah, that's
what I've heard. I don't know.
I heard that also. And basically it was a nice way of saying that character sucked and Danny Lore sucks. But I wonder if they said if Marvel wanted him, because they don't give a shit about Blade. They care about his daughter because she fits the agenda. And if he had said no, I won't do it.
Possibly. And it ends where Blade's going to attack this guy, and the guy grabs a sword, and then he basically, out of his mouth, gets his tentacle, and it goes, and now he's got him under, like, some kind of psychosis there. And that's kind of how it ends, with a preview. And then, hey, you want to get a watch? Because only adults buy these books, not kids. Because kids are buying manga. All right. The number one book of the week. And this might shock Zach. It's a book I decided, you know what? Since I can't get Conan, I'll get the other book that's probably going to be the best book of the week. And Zach's like, what's he talking about? Well, I end up going with
Wait, your store didn't have Conan either?
No.
Mine didn't either.
They had limited variants, but no cover aids whatsoever or anything else.
We didn't even have variants. I was at the point. I was like, I'll get a variant if I need to. Like, they didn't have any.
Yes. So next week
said that my comic shop, all their copies were damaged.
That's what mine said.
Yeah, I'm guessing something happened to the entire shipment.
A lot of independent books got damaged this week.
All right, so this book is, let's just say it is interesting, but also it is very out there too. This is number one for the week.
You got the really sweet cover.
What book is that?
That's the Mike Mignola.
This is the Mike Mignola variant, but it is Sean Gordon Murphy's Plot Holes.
Oh,
man, we didn't have any variants. I just got the cover A.
I did not know what I was going into this, but I mean, it starts off with a little lady basically being abducted by aliens, and then she has a freaking revolver behind her hand, Desert Eagle. And you know right there, shit's gonna get real. Old lady's like, yeah, it just goes all out crazy. So it's Sean Gordon movie for art. There's a lot of nods to other things, even the Batman in this as well too. As far as you see the Batwing,
Batman and Zorro.
Zorro.
You see, like, there's little homages to those, like, all throughout. Yeah.
I have to ask, Zach, is this on your list?
Yeah. I wasn't able to get it when it was crowdfunding, so now I finally get to read it.
Fantastic Four car right there.
Oh, so okay, so this was a crowdfunded thing from before.
Kickstarter.
It was,
yeah.
it was like a Kickstarter back in like 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough money for it because that's when I was kind of into some of the CG books and campaigns that were coming out.
Yeah.
So I spent all my money on
remember
those.
seeing it, some of the art in here, and I was just like, "Ooh, that looks rough." But what really changed it for me, like, here's the characters. This is originally who he showed out when he was doing the book. I was like, it's okay. But the more I, looked at it, his what changed my mind in this, because he had just got done writing the first White Knight. So I think he was working on Curse of White Knight while this is coming out, and his own Kickstarter, and that was the time. I remember he almost got canceled because he went on EVS to stream.
Yeah, how many issues is this going to be in this form?
I'm not sure.
Do we know?
I want to say 4 or 5. I'm not sure. I mean,
Yeah, that's interesting that you said that's when that came out. I just read Curse of the White Knight this week I quit after the second issue, but I bought all 8 of them.
Yeah.
And I read them all in one day.
What do you think?
Oh, I liked it a lot, actually. I'm glad I for some reason I don't know why I kept buying them when I wasn't reading them, but I'm glad I did. Because I don't have anything beyond the second series, but I've read the first 2.
Well, beyond the second series is called Batman Beyond the White Knight.
Well, and I probably, I could probably take or leave it from there, but I did like that.
This is the black and white unit. So basically, I'll just say this: everyone on here is from a different book, and there's one data website. Basically, it's like where they publish books, and there's a virus in there, and they're charged with going into books and trying to edit them and publish them before they get deleted. And they recruit this guy. They show him on the cover. I don't think they do. Not in this part. In the back. No, they don't. He's but he's the main character in this. He's the new guy. He's the guy you're supposed to identify with. And I think his name is Cliff. But
You postal worker?
I bet I could drink that, without having to lift this hat. Cliff is right here. He's like a Sean Gordon Murphy insert. He's a struggling writer, / artist, comic book creator, trying to make it in his world, and he gets brought into this with this old lady basically like it's basically like the old lady from Red came up and says, like, we need your help, like it says, like, your whole world's a fake. We need you to come in here and you're gonna help us save this other thing. He's like, what? But there's it's fun. There's so many different nods: Transformers, Gundams, Batman, Zorro, the DeLorean. Like it's just fun. It's if you like Sean Gordon Murphy writing the Curse of the White Knight and you get to see all the different Batmobiles he does, he's a big fan of that. You're gonna see him adding more stuff that he's a fan of too as well in this. I definitely surprised me. We'll be talking more in depth with that later tonight if Zach has a book or not. But on Ash's channel next Monday nights.
Ash has a channel?
He does. He has a channel. I do have at least 3 things to show off though left. Picked up the other book that I thought I grabbed, but I must have put it back, and that was Superboy number 6. So glad to find that they still have it there.
And Parasite's jacked.
I know, isn't he? I love it. Well, he's actually the reason is because he's holding on to the electricity there.
Oh.
That's why he's jacked. But there was another book that I was like, you know what? I saw this. It was like, oh, this is kind of cool. They had the trade here. Nice Quest. Search. So I got that little trade going with Bruce Wayne trying to basically be uncrippled, ran away, his return. And then, because I saw that there, I rarely ever see it at the shops because I'm always afraid he's going to go out of print. I got Night's End. I couldn't resist picking these up. And you want to talk about art?
Tom Grummett is very workmanlike. Yeah, I mean, I'm never disappointed to see his name be on the art credits.
Look at that.
Yeah, Kelly Jones, on the other hand.
I know. Kelly Jones getting there. We get Nightwing with the ponytail that everybody hated.
Everybody had one. How did Punisher and Namor have time to grow ponytails down to their asses overnight?
No idea.
That's the power of comics.
Yeah. You also get the best costume for Catwoman, purple costume. Yeah. It will happily Zack is our Pirate King. I'm coming to your stream just for that comment alone. You're gonna leave us because we're bullying you. She won't bully me, and then she starts bullying you. Damn it!
At least her bullying would be original. It wouldn't be the apple spitting gif all over again.
If you want different ones, I can just check it out. It's just that it's
yes, make different ones. I don't know how many different apple spitting
That's
gifs
like
there are.
asking Orson Welles to remake Citizen Kane. When you got a classic, you just keep running it.
Keep it.
Didn't Wells do 1984?
I don't know.
He did other books.
That's George Orwell.
Oh, that's a different Orwell. Or Orwell and Orson.
Yeah,
And
Orson Welles and Orwell are two different people.
And Zach, that's why you always get this. And
No, they can't be outside. It's too hot to be wearing those three-piece suits.
wow, they're sick of your hot takes.
That's pretty funny. That was funny. That was on my end though. Orson Welles. I need more energy. Anyway.
That's not all you need, but
Yeah.
All right, Geek Easy, you got some books you want to show off?
Sure. Let's get started. All right. So, I forget how many there are this week. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2.
But 8. So, this I got because you guys were talking about it last week. The Immortal Thor #1. Never really been a big Thor fan, but this one wasn't bad. This is Ewing that's doing this, right?
mm-hmm.
I was talking, but I wasn't buying it.
Yeah, it looks like he's just kind of doing the same thing he did with the Immortal Hulk. But it's not bad. Second to the last one this week. Well, this is a current one. Was Catwoman, Batman, the Gotham War, Battle Lines. Don't see how they could make this book title any longer. It sucked. I don't know if you know the plot of it. It's Batman wakes up from an 8-week sleep to find out that Catwoman has taken over as organized all the henchmen to become cat thieves and reduce crime in Gotham City by 75%. First off, 8 weeks being under is not sleep; that's a coma. And secondly, if all the guys turn into cat burglars, that means they're all doing it individually. That's more crime. And what about all the like murders, rapes, and all that other stuff? It's not going to go down 75%. But oh well.
It'd be better if she was actually getting a cut of all of it.
Well, I think she is, because one of the things they had to do was give like 15%, give a percentage to charity, and I think they had to give some to her too, and only steal from the rich.
Yeah,
So,
that sounds like Tina wrote that.
No, that could be Chip, because Chip Zdarsky despises rich. Remember Daredevil when he had Murdoch criticize Tony Stark for not giving his fortune to finance Hell's Kitchen. And as someone pointed out, they're calling them modern day Robin Hoods. Someone took the time to explain what actually that legend actually was. And they're basically a king that was unfairly taxing his subjects, to disperse among the elite. They were robbing from the elite and basically giving the people their own money back. So this idea that just because someone's rich, they deserve to be stolen from, fuck that. Excuse my French. I'm so sick of that as being a theme in modern comics. These people have no idea how the world works. They keep spewing this bullshit, and the people in charge of the two companies play along because they get to spend other people's fucking money. And eventually, they're going to run out.
These are the same people who will use an iPhone to take post a picture of something that says "fuck capitalism."
Yeah,
and you're like
wearing their $200 Jimmy Choos too.
Yes. Okay, and then the next one up, is the Doomsday Special. Doomsday's in hell. He becomes like the king of hell. And then whoever, it's not Mephisto, whoever is the version of this down there.
Fallen?
Huh?
First of the Fallen?
Yeah. Brings him down, brings down a couple people because they need them to fight his battle for him. And it's just horrible. Wasn't any good.
You remember who First the Fallen is, right? Where he's from?
Yeah, he's Lucifer, supposedly.
Well, actually, no. Lucifer was in Sandman, so they couldn't use him at the time. So
right, but it's their version of Lucifer.
Yeah. But he's basically like Lucifer, but he's not Lucifer though. Yeah, that's because of DC's so messed up right now.
Yeah. All right, then I missed this one last week. Moon Knight: City of the Dead, number 2. Meh. I can tell they're setting up having the Scarab, giving her a big push. So that's not. Okay, so now we're going to go, top 6. Detective number 2 for Night Terrors. I don't remember any of it, so it didn't strike me as horrible, and it wasn't something I was going to think was awesome. So, sure. Number 5, Ultimate Invasion number 3, and I'm with you, RDV. I was sitting there reading that, going, "What is he doing with this? What's the point?"
I think, but I will say this about Kirkman. Sometimes it takes him a while to build up, and then towards the end is when it pays off. So
yeah, but this one,
that was
I've heard that before. But
yeah, as I said, Kirkman for me is better reading it in trade format than reading single issues.
Wait, is this Kirkman?
No, not Kirkman. Hickman. Sorry.
Yeah.
Kirk. For the freaking man names.
Wells.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Orwells.
Okay, then we have number 4. This is where we're getting good now. Moon Knight Annual number 1. This was a fun book. It was just, it's kind of just a what if. It's a cycling of different Moon Knights fighting. It's like one guy and Moon Knight are brought together by Agatha Harkness and sort of forced to fight. And it's just, they have to fight like different versions of themselves. It's actually kind of fun. Just, a one and done thing where you're just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I personally skipped it because I want to continue the story. I mean, it's for one shot, it's cute, but I mean, like, I'm just getting sick and tired. Like, can we continue the story?
Yeah. Okay, number 2 for this week, or 3 for this week, actually. Hulk. Number, what is this? 3.
Immortal Hulk.
This is back to being good. I loved the Immortal Hulk. Didn't like the series that came after that because, was it Starship Hulk? Which sucked. But now we're back to it being awesome.
Star Trek Hulk.
They've got this kid trying to be like the Hulk, and the Hulk is just like, no. This is just like one big, giant fight.
Was it Frogurt Hulk?
Huh?
Frogurt Hulk? No, Amasea Cho.
No, that's not Cho.
Chogurt. Or
is he even Cho? Is Cho still even around?
Ask people at Marvel if they even know.
Okay, number 2 this week. Blade. Number 2. Loved it. Then I had to pick this up. I didn't know anything about it, but I'm glad that I did. Distillery Devil's Cut. 88 pages.
Oh, you got that?
Yep.
My LCS didn't get any. That was one of the books that got damaged. I wanted to get that.
I haven't read all of it yet, but it's pretty good so far. Of the ones that I have read so far, the one about the girl in the morgue is pretty twisted.
Yeah, the guy at my LCS was telling me it's like a whole bunch of different creators all doing like introductions to their own books through this distillery publisher.
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch like Ram V, James Tynan, Scott Snyder, Brian Azzarello.
It's a sampler?
It's a sampler, I think, yeah.
It's, I guess, of the however many of them there are, most of them are going to be continuing series, but some of them aren't. And I haven't read all of them, but it's really good. Okay, now I got 2 different orders from in-stock trades in today. One that I ordered a month ago when it finally came in, and then the other one it was just like two weeks ago. And I'm really happy they came in. We have Creep Show, number 1, the trade paperback from Image. Issues 1 through 5. Then we have, I didn't realize that this was actually a novel, but it's Robert Bloch doing actually a book, but it still looks really good. It's about a girl who goes back home after she loses her parents, then finds a picture in a yearbook of someone who looks just like her, but it was 20 years before, and weird stuff starts happening. Sounds interesting.
Sounds like
I've read a couple Robert Bloch novels. I'm sure it will be good.
Yeah, he's usually pretty good. And then here's the ones that are really awesome.
Nice.
Okay, this and the other 2 came in one package. This is a hardback.
Come in.
Huh?
He said, "Come in."
These are the ones that are in the book. And if you look at it, it is from the 50s. You can tell by the art. And it has all the old ads in there
Nice.
as well. So this is going to be awesome. Okay, and then here's the one that I was waiting for the most. I waited for a month for this. $84.99.
Ooh.
You
Tale of
have
Tears.
3 books, all hardback.
Nice.
Satan's Hollow.
Yeah, I've never seen those.
For mature readers. So I can't read this one.
Nope.
Nope.
I've never seen them in a hardcover. I always see softcover trades of Zenoscope.
And
cool.
this collects Satan's Hollow issues 1 through 6. Devil's Road. This is an actual graphic novel. It's okay. Let's see. Satan's Hollow is at the turn of the 21st century. A satanic cult begins performing experimental rituals in the Ohio woods, then leads up to sacrifices.
Oh,
then,
shit, Breen,
20
run.
years, huh?
It's hit Ohio. Breen, you better run.
And then 20 years later, the last surviving victim of the cult returns and brings someone with him. Okay. Then we have Devil's Road. This is an actual graphic novel. It's a bus carrying resort guests on the Devil's Road through Mexico is taken hostage by a ruthless gang. And I've always loved Zenoscope art. I mean, it's in black and white, but this looks like it's going to be awesome. And then the last one, Paradise Court, which is while taking a cross-country trip, a young couple stops to visit one of their long-lost friends in a gated community in New Mexico. Then they find out that there's some weird shit going on in there. And that's it. And this is yeah, I can't wait to get through these.
Just one moment. We gotta say hello to Ash. All right.
And that's it.
Okay. Gonna go over to having the Breen. Do you have anything to show tonight, or
Yeah, I can blast through this in a second.
to show your stack your grading right now?
Yeah. Nah, it's. I found a box of like late '90s stuff that had been kind of buried.
Nice.
Now,
I'm
is this
throwing that to
the
get out of the way.
ponytails?
Yeah. And so I'm not finding any hidden treasures in there, but I only picked up 3 things this week. This came out after about a
You
5-month
did get-
hiatus.
Oh, you did get it. I saw it. I was like, I just passed.
Well, I said I got the first. It's there's nothing to it, but pretty art.
Yes.
But it's
The-
I mean,
The
I
word
get
bubbles.
I get I get an obscene discount. So I mean, there was a reveal that was like, yeah, okay. But
I mean, it was the other hot girl, not the main hot girl. That was
the one turns out to be Cleopatra. That's original. Again, like I said, phenomenal painter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said there's no there. There is some there here.
Oh,
Haven't
yeah.
read this issue yet, but I've enjoyed the first 3. She keeps getting trapped in old horror movies and TV shows and has to fight her way out. It's very tongue in cheek and pretty enjoyable. And then I also picked this up because we actually did get this in, so looking forward to reading that. And I believe my indie brother told me I needed to pick this up, and I finally remembered to. So I have my back issue is the 80-page Geiger.
Nice.
It's a good series.
I am indie to the core, like my brother Ash.
Oh, and speaking of stuff, I did pick up Fright Night #1. They only had 1 copy of Fright Night, so I got #1. I don't know if I can get a hold of 2 and 3, but I really liked it.
Cool.
Speaking of that Eerie that you picked up, Is that your first foray into the PS art books?
These, yes.
Because I said I've got about 60, 65 of those.
I was gonna
Wow.
say,
Venkman has sent me a couple that he found. It's something that Roy Thomas did, and I said that's why I put him on my all-time comic book Mount Rushmore, because he's done such a great job of preserving the past. And I mean, they do everything from old AGC books to pre-code horror to science fiction. Remember Planet Comics? You would need a second, third, and fourth mortgage to put that set together, but those are all available in trades in those PS art books, and it's a great idea. I don't know where they sell new, because I've only found them as remainders at half price books.
yeah.
And you have $50 books that are usually there for $12.99. I've gotten a couple for as low, marked down to $3.
I mean,
But you will enjoy that. But that, be warned, that can send you down a rabbit hole.
oh, dude, I've got my whole top shelf of here of old horror stuff. I don't know if I showed you guys these, but I got a volume 1 and 2 of the Haunts of Terror, the paperback, the archives. I just got those recently. Still reading number 1. I've got a couple other things coming, but I am serious rabbit holing on these old pre-code horror stuff.
Yeah, do you have a half price? Do they have half price books in Alaska?
No, we have one here that's called Tidal Wave, and that's it's a used bookstore, and they have a really awesome what do you call it?
Remainders?
Trade section. People bring it in. That's where I got those Powers books. The ones, the hardback ones. Yeah. But I usually have to try and get my stuff. If I want stuff like this, I got this like in stock and stuff like that.
So, like, how much are the PS art books? If you don't mind me asking, how much was that on in stock trade?
Where is it?
I asked because my half price books hasn't gotten shit in about the last 2 years. Not that I've read.
That was
I already have.
42.
That's almost full price.
I had to go to Madison just to find those other nice ones I was showing you the last time. I was showing you all those ones. I had a whole bunch of brand new. That I was at the half price books up there.
Well, I don't,
because liberals seem to have a lot of money. So they had
Herbie was at your shop though, right? The Herbies. That wasn't half price books. That was at your.
No, that was at my LCS. Yeah, the Herbie, those 2 Herbie books. Yeah. Yeah, I call it the big box store because it's half manga, half half.
If I ever see Herbie's at half price books, you will see an old fat man attempt a cartwheel. I will fail, but I will attempt it.
Are you kidding
But
me?
at least if you're going to do it, you should take out a couple of small people in the process.
Depending on how I land, that's a distinct possibility.
But the thing is, I'll see you doing that after I hear you Sue Storm going, yeehaw!
Got that right.
Really?
Sue Storm in her little pain gimp outfit that I seem to like.
I was talking about Breen because Breen voices are on our readings.
Without further ado, I think people would like to see someone about 27 years younger taking up more space on this screen.
All right. Let's go with me. I'm better looking than Zach.
Well, you're better looking than me, and you are 20-something years younger, so that fits.
There you go. Ah!
Sorry about that. I forgot that I had muted myself the other way.
Yeah, don't apologize.
Okay. I've actually got a good stack of books here. I'm going to include what I got last week because I wasn't here last week. So some of these you may be like, Zach,
all right,
just not reading them?
It's 124 right now.
124.
I predict it'll be like almost 2.
No, I'll fly through last week's, and then I'll get to this week's.
Take your time.
I've got some back issues too.
Take your time. Trusty's not here. We go as long as we want.
I can't go as long as I want. I have to be up in the morning for work. All right, we got Firepower right here. RDV knows that I got this, but for those of you that didn't, this is the new Firepower issue, which is really, really fun. good story.
And
Robert
he can't
Kirkman.
go as long as she wants, which is why he spent the last week looking for love.
On the
last
beach.
week sleeping on the beach. What are you talking about?
Homeless?
Mark
No.
Millar, I still haven't recovered from reading this. I have been personally victimized by Mark Millar, but this was a great issue. This was really, really top
Mark
notch
says
stuff.
that guy who likes apples, I'm gonna victimize him.
Also, this V. If you like Conan, you might want to check this one out. The Mighty Barbarians. This is through Ablaze Comics. This is issue number 5. I think there's like 6 or 7 issues so far that they have planned.
Is there a show called that?
There was Dave.
Oh,
the
Almighty
Barbarian.
Johnson. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. But this is
Yeah.
a lot of fun. It's different barbarians and sorcerers, and Morgan Le Fay gets them all together to fight her evil sister. This one, Maranya, that's mean. See if I ever show up for a
Yes.
Tuesday night stream again. King Kong, The Great War. This is from Dynamite. This is issue number 3. I picked this one up. This is, I'm going to get flack for this. Nazi U-boat sailors wash up on Skull Island and just get torn apart by dinosaurs, monsters, spiders, and King Kong.
Hey,
I guess.
Zach,
A lot of fun. I'm telling you, if Sheena, the Queen of the Jungle was in here, it's a perfect book. Because
You
there's
know?
dinosaurs, Nazis, and bombshells, and this is just the bombshells.
I gotta get with Micah because I gotta get like an alarm for this every time he does this.
Zach, do you ever think about maybe sounding things out in your head before you say them aloud?
I feel like it's not as entertaining.
Because sometimes I gotta believe it. You as soon as you say something, you go, "Oh crap! I'm gonna get it from everywhere." And
I feel like it's not as entertaining though if I do that.
I feel like Zach subconsciously wants it to happen. That's what happens.
Subconsciously.
well, so that could be.
He likes to
I could be a glutton for punishment.
Zach likes being a center of attention, whether he's being hated on or being loved on.
Hey, remember, it's like they
I
said,
am an oldest child, so I do
It
have
doesn't
to compete
matter.
with my brother and sister.
it doesn't matter if it's good press or bad press as long as they spell your name right.
That's true. He's got a point.
Right?
All right, those were last week's books, though. Going to this week, starting at the bottom, we've got Scorched, number 21. I like it now that Spawn is in the book, but I'm still not liking the fact that Gunslinger Spawn is no longer in the book. I miss my
Who?
Gunslinger Spawn.
I don't even know who that is anymore. He's
The
been gone so
cowboy
long.
one. The cowboy one.
I know, but he's been so
You know
gone.
who he is.
We're at
Anyway.
21 issues. The last time you see appeared was like issue 10.
No, it was a lot. It was more than that. Maybe like 17 or 16, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the story in this one's not bad. It's all right. It's at the bottom of my list, so I mean, take that for what it's
I mean, she spawned rising up at the end. Getting ready
She's fun.
the-
Yeah,
the-
Todd McFarlane. I mean, I guess death doesn't matter in a Todd McFarlane book either. I mean,
Well, to be fair, the whole book's about the end of the world. There's all these different supernatural entities you have. So
also true.
if she's going Phoenix,
Yeah, also true.
it kind of fits.
I do want to see them do more stuff with Monolith. Like we have this spawned Hulk. I want to see more of him doing stuff. Next up, I've got nobody else mentioned this one, so I have some new books here in my stack.
Oh.
We've got Night Terror's Night's End. This is the
It-
ending of the Dark Knights, so y'all can all go back to reading your DC books now.
There's
This
a
is
reason why we didn't mention it.
This is it. It's all over now. Y'all can all get off your hiatus. It was a good ending. I liked it a lot, you know. I thought Joshua Williamson wrapped up really good. The art by Howard Porter is really nice. I have to admit.
Oh, Porter is a really good horror artist.
Really good horror artist.
But you
I
didn't
like
get
the stuff they did with Dead Man. I thought was also really cool.
You needed the neon cover.
They had the neon cover, but you know my LCS owner, I've told you how he likes to upcharge
30
for
$30
certain
bucks?
covers. Not 30, but it was like 20. I was like, seriously, dude?
Dang.
20
I
bucks?
would have went the most 15.
It's not that much. Like, it's not that. Like, it's just a different color job. I didn't get it. But it was all right, though. I like the stuff they did with Dead Man. They really are making Amanda Waller like the bad guy.
Excuse me.
Amanda Waller!
You can take this one off, Hank. That's pretty good.
Amanda Wawa.
Wow.
Kiki,
Son of
would
a
you like
bitch.
to? Do you want to do it?
But
It's Amanda Wawa, you son of a bitch.
yeah, they really are making her seem like the big bad guy of the whole DC universe sphere.
She's also in the new Superman cartoon, which I'm still hate watching. I don't know why I must be hate watching, but I'm watching it.
I don't mind
She's-
it so much there. I
Yeah.
don't mind her so much in that. There's some stuff I do kind of mind, like
My-
how all the villains are tech based.
My God.
But
Breen, I'm getting to the point where I'm watching My Adventures of Superman because there's like nothing else on TV.
That's
they just had One
Venkman,
Piece
there-
come out
that's
today. 8
You-
hours of quality Netflix is out there for you, Venkman.
you can go onto YouTube and just start watching creature features or something. There's
I was
never you should never get to something that if you legitimately hate watching it.
I don't hate it. There's certain parts I don't like. The other part, it's kind of like mid. So
Well,
it's not.
if you're getting
it's-
enjoyment
it's
out of it, that's a different story. So, but
tips,
that's
but never really goes really high up where I like it, or really low. Like it always like just goes. It's like when you're in a coma. Beep, beep.
please.
No,
continue,
that's
Mr.
sleep.
Richmond.
You know,
wait, is my dad here? I heard Mr. Richmond. It's like nobody calls me that.
Mr.
All right.
Richmond.
Mr. Richmond. Not.
I'm
not,
gonna start using that.
Not
It's
the-
better than dude. You
No,
want to be
not-
called? Zach wanted us to call him Richard, so I'm not calling you. Your
No,
boy Dick.
he wanted to call me Richards, but okay. That was a throwback. Anyway, issue number 3 on my list here. I got Ultimate Invasion. I
Told you.
enjoyed this. I kind of like. So here's the thing. It's an alternate universe. I like how Iron Man is not Tony Stark. Sorry, Ash. I know. I just dropped a spoiler bomb in there. I apologize. I'm not going to say who is or if he's even in the universe, but I do like the way that he has this shaping up. Also, the ending I thought was interesting, too. There's that whole, like,
The
epilogue.
anti-maker? Or
The stuff with the Anti-Maker was cool, but no, after that, like, when they
The
show, like,
end.
all the different clones of all the, the heroes that aren't in this new world, and then there's a certain conqueror character. Yeah. And like Breen said earlier, it is really pretty to look at. Like
It
Brian
was
Hitch,
Eric Cartman of all people. I couldn't believe it.
was.
Eric Cartman Beyonder.
Why was he even there? What's Hickman planning to do with them? I don't know. But really,
I guess
I'm
cheesy
enjoying
poops?
this so far.
I
I really want to see. I think this is the 4-issue miniseries, and then it goes into Ultimate.
yeah, 'cause I think it's
Universe.
to be concluded at the end of it.
Yeah. And then there will be Ultimate Universe, and then they're gonna have some. It's gonna be like the first time where they have different titles spin out of it. So we'll see how that goes. Another book that I didn't notice anybody else had, and I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I was going to. This paid off. The Doomsday Special.
What do you mean?
I have that one.
Geeky's gonna show it.
Oh, Geeko, you sure? I missed it. I'm sorry.
What
I
a way to
missed it.
insult our guests, you know?
I apologize. I was answering a text. I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. This was like number 5 on my list Tuesday, or number 4, and like, yeah, this was really good. I thought it was really well written. I
It's true,
enjoyed it.
Marania. It's. I'm not even surprised anymore. I can't. It's. the point
No,
where
I didn't say anything about Riri.
I-
Oh no, he might have been forgetting Tony Replace, but definitely not with Riri.
Not with Riri. No, I didn't say I wanted that.
Yeah, Riri, that's the best Iron Man.
Well, we think so, but Zach doesn't.
I mean, at this point, why isn't Moon Girl this Iron Man?
She's too small. She doesn't fit in the armor. There's a height thing. Anyway,
Wow,
this-
now you're
You must be this tall to be in the Iron Man armor.
Why not? We have it for roller coasters.
we're not gatekeeping, okay?
I like this whole idea about Doomsday, like being trapped in this hell, and he's like trying to break through, and so some of it does build off of. It feels like you did kind of have to read that Lazarus Planet story to get like the full thing, but I feel like I got most.
Is
of the
he
story
alive or
just
dead?
fine. He's
Who?
alive in hell. Doomsday is alive in hell, and he's
Just-
trying to break out of hell and come back to
Okay.
Earth.
Did he come back to life during the Lazarus thing?
Yeah, through Lazarus Planet, Because there was like a
Oh,
whole
okay.
solicit where it was like Martian Manhunter was gonna fight him or something. I never read the story because I was like, oh, it's another Doomsday. But then I read this, and I was like, hey, this is actually pretty good. I kind of want to go back and read the Lazarus Planet one.
God,
But
you're falling for the trap.
somebody's
It's like
Phrasing, guys. We don't use that
somebody's
language
got
in here.
to.
It's like Admiral Akbar says, it's a trap.
It's a trap. But I really did enjoy this though. The little end story with Bloodwind was not what I was expecting. I liked it though. I didn't hate it. And then what's that?
I'll still say though, that cover you had on that Doomsday book,
Yes.
that needs to be a statue.
I would love this as a statue.
There's a Thanos statue like this, isn't there?
Where's his head?
Right here.
And they're right there in the middle.
Oh, good Lord. What is holy 1992 image?
Look,
that's
I
like-
couldn't get the cover that I really wanted where he was like a giant troll ogre and he was like going up against
When
Superman
did he
who
become
looked like a normal
Pinhead
guy.
from Hellraiser?
You mean sort of like this one?
Pinhead.
You know.
Did
Jackson,
you get it? Wait, blow up Oh, you did get it.
Hold on.
That's the cover that I wanted.
I need to address something right here. Jackson Roy Kirk, that is a lie. You watch us because you have nothing else to do. And you enjoy it too.
Ooh, Roy Kirk. That's a Star Trek original series reference.
No, he's old enough to have watched him first run.
Yeah, he's actually older than Eric.
Nah, he's not, unfortunately. He's close, though. He's in the ballpark. He's within a year.
I've never seen him, so I'm just going to believe it. That's my truth.
I was born the year it was canceled, so
Your truth. Okay, Oprah. I got the cover A. I got the boring one, but this book is really fun. The first issue, this is a really fun book. I enjoyed this immensely.
Jackson, he says I'm the creator. Then explain Zach.
Please explain me. What is my purpose here? This is a lot of fun. I think RDV summed it up pretty nicely. I like this whole idea of like this little ragtag team, all these characters from different types of books. You got like the little comic strip, kind of like Calvin and Hobbes looking kid.
1930s, man.
Yeah.
Will Smith is my favorite black actor.
My favorite black actor. Why? You got this vampire girl. You've got this tiger barbarian. Just really, really cool. The manga character. Sean Gordon Murphy's art style too is just phenomenal.
So
in this.
when I first saw this, I really hadn't read anything with his art style, and it was very indie. I was like, I didn't trust it until I started reading Curse the White Knight and read through that.
Mm-hmm.
And now I wish I would have backed it back then. But that back then it was expensive, and I really didn't know him.
Yeah, because back then you would be paying pretty much for like the whole thing, the whole series in one, and it's a lot more expensive than $4. Yeah, which most of the campaigns are, but yeah, it's like I wish that I hadn't blown $30 on some other lesser campaign. I shouldn't have bought that frog book that I didn't get. I also got a facsimile book this week. It's always a good time when I find a facsimile. I was actually reading before I left for Bible study. That's why it's not in a bag. But they had the fantastic first issue of the Potter, Perez, and Patterson Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they're releasing all 4 of them. I got the second one too, and I believe the third.
Oh, are they doing all 4?
Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
Do you know who created Wonder Woman?
Some
William
professor.
Moulton Marston,
Yeah.
Globin.
You know what else he created?
Something with bondage.
lesbians.
Well, yeah, that's Wonder Woman.
He invented lesbians.
No, he
Lie
created
detector
the lie detector.
Oh,
Ding, ding,
I
ding,
did
ding,
know
ding.
that. I did know that. Okay.
And one of the ways to originally defeat Wonder Woman was for a man to tie her up.
Yeah, but he had to put her arms together, her bangles, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The things.
He didn't have any kinks. No, not at all.
Oh, they did a biography movie of his life. I didn't
Yeah,
watch
with him
but
and
I
his
read
wife
about
and
it.
kind of
the other wife, the
yes.
sister wife. Some other books that I picked up. I did find this one, RDV.
Yeah, they have my shop. I showed it to you, and I just like, hey, look, it's Cream Sam that I walked by.
Yep, I went ahead and picked it up. I like Chris Samney's art. I haven't read it in full yet. I kind of flipped through it, and the art looks really great. They've got him in here with Captain America, Fing Fang Foom, Submariner, Loki, the Warriors 3. It looks pretty fun.
Excuse me. What was that last one?
The Warriors 3.
No, before that.
The Submariner and Aerosos.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I also picked up a volume of Secret Avengers. I found this actually at a Half Price Books when I was over in Florida.
These are all the life model decoys, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the Remender Secret Avengers run that I actually really like. This run. This was a good one.
Yeah, I had fun with that. That's when I can never
volume
remember
3.
which volume it is of Secret Avengers. But,
Yeah, Remender.
Brubaker did the first volume.
Brubaker did do the first volume, and then Remender came and took over. And then Remender's Uncanny Avengers was also really good.
I remember they had to go they had to team up and they had to go to some place and they came across was it Dracula or something like that in the Elseworld? I forgot what it was, but
I also found some Scott Lobdell issues of Fantastic Four.
Is it Lobdell or Lobdell?
I'm sure he's heard it all.
I'm sure it's Lobdell, but Loeb is probably the other guy.
This one here with Johnny Storm and Crystal. That's issue number 10.
Gee, that's not a very suggestive pose on her part.
Yeah.
Who take me?
This one here was really cool because it's got Spider-Man, Spidey and the Torch. 90s looking Spider-Man is one of my favorite looks for. This is a Claremont issue too, with Art T. Bear, LaRocca and Art T. Bear.
Nice.
So that's a really cool one. And then this one here has the Fantastic Four against the Avengers, or at least the Kree version of the Avengers. So found some of those. And then last thing I found, I did not have this. I think I saw that Trusty had this. But I found one for myself. The JSA Golden Age by James Robinson.
Nice.
Paul Smith.
Excuse me.
So yeah, I'm going to get to read this little beauty. So yeah.
Now imagine if Garth Ennis teamed up with him on that.
On what?
On
that book
what?
right there.
On
JSA? JSA meets the boys.
I don't want that. No, thank you. Get out of here.
I'm Team Zach on that one.
Put him on I don't know, X Force or
give me Derek
Thunderbolts
Robertson
or something.
and Garth Ennis running a JSA.
No, please God, Suicide Squad, sure, but not the JSA.
Suicide actually would have been good for Garth Ennis. Surprised he hasn't done that.
Suicide Squad would have been. I would read a Suicide Squad from him, but not JSA.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, that's it. That is what I picked up over the last 2 weeks. That's what I accumulated.
All right.
You know what? When you showed me those Fantastic Four things, I just realized Marvel has the perfect opportunity.
For what?
The Human Torch. Make him gay. The Human Torch. He's the flaming. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, they did that on Arrested Development 20 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is
he goes,
Arrested
I'm
it is
the
that
Human
one.
Flamer.
Don't
Okay,
mess
I guess
with
I'm
my
not a fan.
Johnny.
Now,
Don't
I gotta say,
mess with my Johnny.
So will this be your first foray? I've used that twice tonight. It's my word of the day, apparently. The Claremont FFs, right after Heroes Return.
I think I might have one or two other issues that have Claremont's name on them. I'm not sure. I'd have to go
Well,
look
the
at
reason
my
why I'm
drawer
asking is
boxes.
because when Marvel got in that trouble, their books were really hitting the skids. They basically licensed them to Image, and then when they came back, they Iron Man, Avengers, Thor, Fantastic Four, and Captain America all came back with actual writers,
Right.
and it's a really good period that virtually no one remembers. It's like 97 and 98. Yeah, they because Busek.
You're talking
and
about
Perez were
when they
on
came
Avengers and.
when they came back from that little mini pocket universe, right? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
Busek and Sean Chen, I think, were doing Iron Man. Jurgens and Ramita Jr. were on Thor. Claremont and I think Salvador LaRocca, I think, was on Fantastic Four. And there was the fifth one or maybe that was all of them. They were all very good, but it's because it was between. Yeah, it was like coming out of. No, the Hulk just continued straight through, because the Hulk wasn't part of they had a Hulk, but it was a different Hulk than the one that stayed in the Marvel universe. But and it was that little in between time when the 90s were winding down before Jim Moss basically, in my opinion, the regular Marvel 616 was crap for about 4 years. But yeah, so those were some good books. I think you'll like those.
Yeah, I always forget that Claremont writes stuff besides X-Men. I always get hung up on oh yeah, Claremont wrote X-Men and that's it. So now that I found he's got some Fantastic Four titles, I'm looking forward to checking.
Well, he's
out.
also just got regular novels that he writes too. You look at Amazon, all these guys. I couldn't believe it. I was going through it, just looking at some of these guys. Straczynski as well.
I need pictures.
Oh
of
yeah,
books.
I've got a couple of Straczynski books.
Yeah.
But speaking of Straczynski and all that, how can you forget the '90s Liefeld Captain America, the one where he's stacked like Dolly freaking Parton?
Well, you saw who they got to bail him out. A couple of those books, they brought in James Robinson to write the last couple.
Yeah.
Speaking of, since
I don't think I read any of that, but that image is burned into my head.
Yeah, they weren't good, but now they're comic book history, so
I
I
would
don't
take
mind
him over
them.
Rossmo any day. Sorry.
But they brought in James Robinson to write they did like a 4, like they did a 13th issue of all 4 of them to kind of like tie it all together, and then they had the Heroes Return miniseries,
which I have the trade for close to my room.
Did I
Actually, LK,
Is
I'm
it
just drinking.
Reborn or Return? One of the two.
I'm drinking Mountain Dew, but I'm drinking it
This
out of my
is-
cup.
That's weird. This is not related to Heroes Return, but I saw it in the Marvel Previews magazine, the little previews booklet. Tom DeFalco, they're bringing him back, I think in October or November, and he's doing like a Secret Wars, like it's a story that takes place on Secret Wars, I think, or on Battle World from like the original Secret Wars story. And so they're bringing in Tom DeFalco to write like this kind of like stuff that happened like in between pages or stories, and I was like, oh, that's one that actually interests me. A nice little in between or
Tom
prequel, whatever.
DeFalco is one of the most underrated Marvel writers in history, in my opinion.
I like his Fantastic Four. It's
He-
probably one of the most underrated ones out there. But
I like his
Fantastic
Thor.
Four.
His Thor, because he had the misfortune of following Walt Simonson,
Mhm.
but he stayed on it way longer, and basically, it felt like Lee and Kirby, but in a different way than Simonson's did. It was more of a traditional. Simonson was like Lee and Kirby grown up. DeFalco was more of like had more of like a 70s feel, which is kind of like what he brought to Spider-Girl, which I always appreciated.
Mhm.
And I appreciate anybody that can stick with a title for 100 issues too.
For real.
Sort of like what Tom King was supposed to do with Batman, because that was a wonderful run, wasn't it?
We were talking about the good Tom.
Some Toms weren't meant to last 100 issues.
Tom Brevoort.
Yeah, he can
Tom
get
Taylor.
a bag of what's now too.
I always say though, Tom Taylor, out of all the Toms, he's probably the best.
Out of all the Toms, DeFalco is the best.
The Falco and yes, obviously on that. I mean, like, but I'm saying
Are you talking about like modern
Current Toms?
Toms?
current Toms?
Current Toms?
The only good Tom Taylor stuff is out of continuity and his
That's
earlier
true.
stuff.
Exactly.
You get him in continuity and his stuff chunks. And he's becoming like Frank Miller and believing his own press. And so his stuff now just sucks.
He's got
Yeah,
he's
the
got
problem
a
is-
handful of his Nightwing issues were good, and then so far his Titans books are okay.
Yeah, the problem is he's writing his own press if he's believing it.
I would just refrain from bad mouthing Frank Miller because you will be in an endless argument with someone who's in the chat who loves Frank Miller.
Who's talking about Frank Miller? We didn't mention
Frank Miller was fantastic when he started out. I mean, his early work speaks for itself. But then you start getting Superman Year One and stuff like that, and you're just like, This guy can't even afford to smoke the good shit. He's getting the scrapings. You know.
Well,
It's just
speaking of
horrible.
speaking of people that are, and this guy literally wrote his own press. Did you see Cy Spurrier comparing his Flash to Alan Moore's Swamp Thing?
I didn't know he was comparing the Flash to Swamp Thing, but I did see how he compared himself to Alan Moore.
Well, that's the Alan Moore he's referring to.
It doesn't surprise me because he's both. It looks like a freaking horror book now. It's gonna be the Flash, just like he did his Constantine was another horror book.
And Linda's going to be sleeping with Mr. Terrific in 6 issues. Book it.
That won't be terrific.
No, yeah, and that's my point about. Every time I try to give DC the benefit of the doubt, they just, I said, shoot themselves in the foot again and again. And I said, I guess I commend people that can just pick out a book or two and enjoy them. I'm trying with the Green, Arrow and Lantern, but.
So speaking of Green Lantern, they've been showing some of the future upcoming issues. Barry Allen's gonna have a team up with Hal.
Good.
So
I think Jeremy Adams will do fantastic with that.
But remember, the last time I saw this was Grant Morrison on that weird one. I was like, And I had the guy.
I picked up the first 2 Green Lanterns before they did this Night Terrors. I liked that. I didn't get the third one, but I think I'm going to pick up and keep it up because it's kind of cool.
Green Lantern definitely. Green Arrow, I might drop. All depends.
I didn't like it.
Yeah. I mean, it finally revealed that they're not by some spiritual, or I guess it was a clever way to say that editorial are assholes that doesn't want the family to be together.
Well, they don't understand family. How can a man and a woman find love with each other? That's just anathema to them.
It's Zach, as we always say, it's all about family.
Family.
And I guess it's okay if it's a man or woman if one's cheating on their spouse. I guess that's his prediction. Hope I'm wrong. But why is he in the book? And they said Linda is dissatisfied with her life now.
Yeah.
Yes. Again, no bridge between how did she get from the family dynamic that was working so well to all of a sudden, do the kids even exist in his version?
They're in the first book at least.
Well, to be written out? Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't seen this.
I know. Well, it's not out yet, but
the last time we saw this, and I think Joe was reading it, and I think I forget what was it. Might have been Loeb though, or might have been, but it might have been Wade. Actually, might have been Wade, where Wally was trying to be erased from the timeline, and he was racing, and another speedster was trying to take his place as the Flash. I have to go back and look it up, but I barely remember this, and like we saw Linda kissing another man. So it's like nothing we haven't seen before. But I mean, if he's trying to compare himself to Alan Moore, that's a reason why his Constantine book got canceled.
Well, yeah, it's a shame. I feel sorry for everybody that was really, really invested in the Jeremy Adams Flash.
Yeah,
because DC wasn't.
No,
and that's clear.
Of course, because look at Superman. You're not allowed to have a happy family.
Superman does have a happy family.
What they did to John before when he was younger. All nice ones. So that was the perfect family. You had young John. Point. Yeah, and then they fucked that up, and then so I'm like, oh my gosh, we got again with Wally and his 2 kids, and now it looks like they're gonna fuck that up. Yeah, it just sucks because
it's going to be a happy relationship. Hawkgirl and Galaxy. They'll be perfect.
Who's Galaxy?
You actually know what? Actually, might be the first time they actually have a perfect relationship. It's going to be Hal and Carol.
No,
because I think he'll actually do that. I
don't think they will. I think it'll be with Jeremy Adams. I think it'll be more of a will they, won't they?
Yeah,
and build up to it. They might eventually. It depending, unless DC kicks him off of that too.
Yeah. No. I don't really feel too backstabbed because I kind of moved on to the book. I followed Jeremy over to that book. I got as many stories as I wanted with Flash from Jeremy Adams. He was on it for 5 years.
It was on for 5 years, was it?
Felt
No.
Felt like three.
At least 3.
It's got to have been 3. It couldn't have been
Longer
5
than
years.
most. Longer than most.
Not longer than Joshua Williamson. That guy was on it for. That guy was on it for at least 5 years. It feels like since Rebirth.
They brought
Maybe
it in.
before.
Yeah, he said like no, I'm just saying as far as that much, we actually have a family. How long was John and young John, 10-year-old John, with his parents on Tomasi's and for Super Sons and all stuff? How long was that? Not that long, right?
Well, they both, they action, Jurgen's action and Tomasi's Superman both lasted like 40 something, like upper 40s. So depending on the publishing schedule, either 3 or 4 years.
Ash, I am collecting Green Lantern. I'm just waiting for issue 3 to come out. I think
he's talking to Undead Quinn.
Oh, I don't. I guess I don't know. I don't know.
It's getting to the point now where I'm just.
Go ahead.
It's getting to the point now where I'm just going to stop getting all the big two.
Mm.
There's like 1 or 2 Marvel titles that I like, and that's actually moved up. Moon Knight and Blade. And then the DC stuff, they're just taking a big giant shit on a lot of these things now, and just.
I'll tell you what, for decades, it was. My fear was if Marvel and DC ever completely go into the tank, they'll take all the shops that are left with them. I'm not 100% sure now. Yeah, now granted, indie books have no life beyond the new release wall and a little bit on the 6-week wall. Once they get into back issues, they're dead. But,
unless they decide to get option for a Netflix show or something.
And then people, that's what the trades are for.
Yeah.
So the back issues of indies are, like I said, but as far as like the selling initially, there's enough of them out there that do have fan interest that, I think that stores might be able to survive. Well, a lot of stores are surviving without new comics, period. But yeah, I said at this point, Marvel and DC is almost more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, Ash, Green Lantern number 3 comes out on the 12th. I just skipped Night Terrors because I just don't want to collect another event.
Well, I said, I only bought the 2 Green Lanterns and ignored the rest of it.
Those were 2
that
really
was fun.
Good Green Lanterns. That second one was a
because
blast.
Everybody else was, everybody was all whiny and mopey, and Hal just beat the shit out of his Nightmare. I love it.
Because Jeremy Adams, he knows Hal Jordan he's DC's man without fear, and so
he also knows how to give comic book fans what they want.
True.
And again, I don't know how long DC is going to put up with that. And I don't mean that to sound, insane, but you see the way I said, Justia Axelrod is already getting another series. I guarantee you, Hawk Girl is selling in 4 figures. That means under 10, kids. Gabby Rivera's America sold gangbusters compared to this pile of shit.
I think Jessica still is the only Lantern. Sorry.
But DC wants that message. Message over money. Again, that's appealing to the fans that they want, and not the fans that they've had all this time. So I don't know. At some point,
like I said,
I could see Jeremy Adams getting just basically moved aside.
I said I'm going back to these. This is what I'm reading.
Yeah.
I do agree with Ash, though. Jessica, what's her name, should be Yellow Lantern.
I remember she was a green in the Odyssey, and after that, I have no idea. I remember she was
yellow. She was a green. Then she was a yellow. I think it was during Future State or somewhere around the Future State.
No. Yellow was during what's it called? Death Metal, the latest one.
It wasn't around Dark Knight's Death Metal, was it?
I think so, right around there.
I thought it was around Future State after. No, because it was after the big Owen power battery went out.
It was last year. That's all I know.
Yeah, so it was during Future State.
Why didn't they just get Teen Lantern to jumpstart it?
because Teen Lantern sucks. Anyway, Jessica was on a space station and she took out like 3 yellow lanterns, and one of the yellow lantern rings was like, "Hey, you made our yellow lanterns terrified. You should wear this." So I thought that was really cool because Jessica
Now-
originally was like a super.
I wouldn't say there's no
fearful
room.
person.
I would say there's probably. I mean, because if that's the case, there's no room for Guy. I would just get rid of Hal and just have John.
Guy was better as a Red Lantern. I honestly liked Guy better as a Red.
The only-
Now, when Jessica was up on the space station, did she jump from the space station to Earth under her
No.
own power?
No. She stayed like in the space. She did like Alien, like crawling through vents to take out other yellow lanterns. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Then she's not badass enough, man. She has to
She's-
jump from the space station and land on Earth under her own power.
Well, I remember that the reason she got the Green Lantern, she actually did overcome her fear of being, her friends dying. That's why she otherwise she had the power ring, which was controlling, possessing her. And then when
That was the one from the other universe, though. That wasn't.
Oh, really?
When she first came, when she first got introduced, the power ring that she had was from the crime syndicate. I
Yeah.
think she ended up getting a regular power ring later on.
Yeah, so
Control.
what I mean is like, she originally had that thing that was possessing her, but after that, she did overcome her fear. She was no longer afraid of stuff. So that's why she became a Green Lantern after that. But her going to revert Yellow Lantern to use is a fear. She's not Batman.
I think that would be a really cool character to go from like this super fearful woman to like this woman that terrifies others.
I'm no longer the victim you are.
I like it. I dig it. That's a character evolution that I would like to read.
Yeah.
That's
I guess
To have her
I
become Hillary Clinton?
the best version of DC for me was 1986 to 2006.
Well, it's in one, to Ash's point though, but this is kind of like one of those be careful what you wish for because you might just might get them.
Yep.
The reason why we have 15 versions of every character now is because anybody with an original idea is taking it for themselves to the creator-owned venues, and all you're left is derivatives of existing characters. And you're right. Eventually, there's no room at the end for you. Might like one of those, and
Because DC owns all these characters, so the characters.
I said there's sometimes they get lost in the shuffle
until DC has to license them all off.
Well, it's Marvel too. Marvel's just as bad.
I don't mind having a book with just having Kilowog and Hal and stuff, but like if you're gonna have another Lantern, have it be Guy or John.
Well, the problem
at that point, just have a Green Lantern Corps book. If you're gonna have 3, just change it to a Green Lantern.
Okay, well, what happened there was, this is DC. They looked and said, "Oh my God, we don't have a gay Green Lantern." Enter JoJo Mullen's fine ass. And they go, "Oh, we've got to get the preteen market, so enter Teen Lantern." They're both diversity characters, checkbox characters with no substance.
I'm surprised
that they're going to get the push before, a Simon Baz or a Jessica Cruz.
Well, Simon Baz is gone. They
forgot all about Simon Baz. Got no respect. They completely forgot about him. Like he was supposed to be on. Jeff Johns had a Justice League of America book in New 52, and Simon Baz was on every cover, but he was nowhere in the book.
Well,
like on the interior,
okay. Here's the thing.
No respect.
DC could not. They'd never be able to do what they would like to do with him because he's a Muslim character. So they can't make him gay. So what are you going to do if you're DC? Nothing. You just
first of all, when I remember me rather than seeing it's like they thought he was a terrorist. The cops are shooting him. And like when he got a Green Lantern ring. The Justice came up and told him that basically hand over his ring.
Well, they also put a bunch of tattoos on him, realizing that Muslims do not get tattoos.
They don't know. Somebody did not do their homework.
It was like, wasn't it? He was created right after 9/11, wasn't he?
No,
not right after 9/11.
Like a few years later.
10 years, 12 years later.
Was it that many long? Okay.
It was around Rebirth.
But it
was
before Rebirth or New 52.
Yeah, I think it was around New 52.
Sorry.
Yeah. But I remember coming in, I was like, this is really which would call those characters. Characters are made just for virtue signal, I guess you'd say, to the point. And then play because remember, like, oh, Republicans hate Muslims, so that's why the Justice League hates.
I'm gonna just dispute some here. There are a gajillion Spider characters. There's a Thor core. There's a Red Hulk, a female Red Hulk, a Green Hulk, a female Green Hulk, Gogurt Hulk. There are enough Wolverines to form a softball team with the extra outfielder. No, I would say they're just as bad.
Wolverine's got a daughter that has blonde hair. Remember that?
What?
That's
Did you
the
see-
diversity right there. Is the blonde-haired one?
But
Because
did
she's
you
different.
see they changed Laura Kinney? She's back to being X-23 now.
Yeah.
Like she's not Wolverine. So something happened where they were like, let's call her X-23.
That was in the comics, wasn't that, or something like that? Or
No,
one of the things.
it's all over the place. She's got her.
Oh, no.
It's in the comics. It's on Fortnite even. I mean, it's like they're publicly calling her X-23 everywhere.
It's like it's not a Fortnite. I play with that skin all the time.
I don't play with that. I play with the Star-Lord skin.
Better.
That's the best one.
Okay, at some point, Zach's going to figure out where you're going with this, Vegman, and he's going to give you the pixel finger.
No,
No.
Or maybe not.
I don't have the pixel finger. I'm trying to get better about throwing these
Yeah,
out.
and Ash brings up a good point also about Simon Baz.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
if you could put our 2 points together, I think you've got why Simon Baz isn't used anymore.
Yeah, being Muslim is no longer. Although Marvel apparently didn't get the memo with all they're trying to push Miss Marvel.
I'm surprised they didn't bring him back when Trump was apparently banning Muslims in the country. They didn't bring him back, be like
He
anti-Trump.
was around. He was
I think
still around then.
he was around, yeah, because he
was he? Oh,
he was on when Jeff Johns was writing Justice League
Yeah.
around Rebirth. He was one of the two. It was him and Jessica Cruz that were the Green Lanterns on the team.
Well, DC has. We also read, like I said, they were in the Green Lanterns book during Rebirth.
Mhm.
Like guys last one. You think about how many good books DC had just 7 years ago.
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
So if you, like I said, you go back to 87, 89 around in there, you had only 3 lanterns. You had they just introduced Kyle. So and then you had Guy, and then you had John.
Well, no, Kyle was 94. That was
Or,
after.
what I'm saying, he was the next one. Yeah.
In the 80s, I mean, you had the Green Lantern Corps, but you had the 3 Earth Green Lanterns,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but the rest of them were from different planets representing different sectors.
So can I point out how just species it is? They had the humans lead everything all the time. Why don't they have?
Well,
I think they-
Hal is the greatest one that there ever was.
Why is the human the greatest one?
Because
Well,
he's
I
the
was
Tom
wondering that myself.
Cruise.
But they supposedly said that that's where the willpower thing came from, or something. They have some explanation for why there's so many human. I
Hal
forget what it is.
is the Maverick of the DC universe. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, but Maverick wasn't the best pilot. Iceman was the best pilot.
Maverick is the best pilot. Iceman just is Val Kilmer, and so they had to make.
Are you anti-Val Kilmer?
I'm not anti-Val Kilmer. I love Val Kilmer.
You're anti-Val Kilmer.
I was gonna say, this is another Michelle Pfeiffer situation.
Tombstone is amazing. That's his best movie. Is Tombstone.
Anti-Val Kilmer, just like you're anti-Michelle Pfeiffer.
I love Val Kilmer 100 times more than Michelle.
Yeah,
Pfeiffer.
I bet you thought he was great in. I bet you didn't. I bet you thought he was great in The Island of Dr. Moreau, huh?
I didn't see the Island of Dr. Moreau. That
Don't
terrified
bother.
me.
He was
That
better than Doris
terrified
than-
me.
That movie was horrible.
Yes, so did who's
Look,
also in there too?
When
Yeah.
they had to train all those new kids in Top Gun Maverick, they didn't get Iceman. I'm just saying they called Maverick. They didn't call Iceman.
Well, Iceman was kind of dying.
And Maverick wasn't. My defense rests.
Yeah, but it's also more the actor couldn't talk either, so kind of sucked to have him sit there.
And
use a
Tom
computer.
Cruise lives a much more dangerous. Has lived a much more dangerous
I
life.
wanted Stephen freaking Hawking's teaching him how to fly a plane.
All the stunts that Tom
I'd-
Cruise. He should be
I'd
dead
put money
20
for
times
that.
over.
I'd pay a little extra couple bucks for that.
Do a bell or roll. I'm just waiting for the live action Star Fox. That's gonna happen soon.
Oh God, no! It better be
We
CGI.
have Super Mario Brothers. and all the
Yeah,
other
but that
stuff's
wasn't
coming out.
It wasn't live action. That was
No.
computer though.
Yes, but they're gonna do like something like that. They're talking
Yeah, but
about
then
it.
the live action Star Fox is going to be on the new She-Hulk show, and he's going to wind up twerking in the office with her.
Metroid. Just put a hot blonde in a suit, tight skin leather suit, and just let her just kill aliens.
You know who I'd love to see them put in live action? I'd double, triple dog dare them. Moondragon in the original outfit.
Oh, I think it's like they're gonna bring up the other, what's her name, Cassandra or something, or the one that was Charles Xavier's like twin sister that didn't have a physical body. She was killed by Xavier in the womb, and this had
Was
like
it
a parasite.
Cassandra Nova?
Yeah, Cassandra Nova. Look, oh no, but we did have a live action Mario in the 90s. Yes.
Yeah, Bob Hoskins and a friend of mine, did some of the model work for that.
Can't wait to see Slippy get into trouble 3 times. Fox Stew barrel roll. Still the best game at N64 is that Star Fox. Anyway,
on the N64 was Donkey Kong.
No,
64 was the
sorry.
best one.
Donkey Kong Country. No, sorry.
No, not Country. Donkey Kong 64. That's not a side scroll. That's the one like you went all around the island collecting bananas.
D-list characters: Jack of Hearts and She-Hulk. Let's put
Hey.
that on the screen.
Did you see
Okay,
the
that
Adam
reminds me.
The Adam Hughes cover for the new She-Hulk #1?
Sensational.
I'm gonna buy it.
But then I saw who's writing it. It's just the same creative team.
It's fine. They
Okay.
were doing okay the first time. They weren't terrible.
Yeah,
they
that-
weren't great.
that
But
last-
they weren't terrible.
That last issue, dear God, I was like, is there Ryan North and S4 I can just read that make my be a little better?
I was just
Not
asking
so bad
Joe
now,
about
is
this
it?
the other day. I saw a thing for the She-Hulk #1. I thought there was already a She-Hulk series that was running. Did they cancel
Yeah,
that?
they
What was
ended
Jack
it
of Hearts?
and then restarted it with the same creative team. It's dumb. It's dumb as balls.
So it's basically another Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel thing.
It's just,
Cancel
we
it,
need a
restart
new
it with the same team.
We need a new #1 to get people excited, or they won't know where to jump on. They're like thinking the customers are dumb, which maybe some of them are, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna get that Adam Hughes cover though, because that thing looked beautiful.
I feel like Brain's like,
You're Akbaring it.
I am Akbar, and Akbar is a great character.
No, do you know what I mean?
I know. It's not
Oh,
trap
hey.
isn't a trap if you know it's a trap, Geek Easy. It's a face off.
that wasn't worth the effort trying to squint and trying to read that nonsense.
You just get old and trying to read.
That's when I just maximize the screen so I can see it, or get a giant monitor. That's probably the best way to do. You get a PC monitor. Get the 46-inch TV monitor.
I have no desire to ever see you that large.
You want to get yourself some real vision problems.
I'm just
That's
saying,
funny.
I'd rather look at me that large and look at Lizzo that large.
Oh, I didn't need to hear that.
A true story that was not CGI. The latest King Kong Godzilla movie, it was Lizzo in a suit.
My God, who posted another picture of her going up a flight of steps in a thong?
It was not me.
No. I mean, it was posted on social. It wasn't you. I said,
Oh,
who the hell thought that was a good idea?
wait, how did
picture of who going up the stairs in a thong?
Lizzo.
bro? That wasn't a thong. Those were shorts.
She's a beautiful woman.
Stop lying. We don't lie on this channel, Geeky.
No, I'm just.
Every 100 miles of hers is beautiful.
See,
300.
someone brought up a really good point. People, you're supposed to say that Lizzo is, brave for being herself. But then if you tell a woman that they look like Lizzo, they want to kick your ass.
Yep.
I don't know. Being obesity is being brave. That's what I hear.
Yeah,
So
because
I'm brave.
your odds of
Whether you're a guy or a girl.
because your odds at a long life go down.
I'm overweight, but I'm not gonna say like, "Hey, I'm not overweight. I'm this big bone,"
See, See, you know what I say? I say that I'm in shape because a circle is a shape.
It's
I'm in
cool
shape.
That is true.
See,
Can't
it's all
argue.
how you look at things, man.
What's that, Breen?
So can't argue that.
I'm in.
Just like when
I'm
it's
in
just like when
shape.
my doctor.
Yeah, I'm in shape too. I'm in the shape that I want to be.
Yeah, it's like when my doctor asked me how much I drank today. I said one. It was her fault that she just assumed she meant that I meant one beer instead of 1/5.
Oh,
See, that's her problem.
see, either gonna say like you had one, and she's like, "Oh, only one? Okay, yeah, a keg,
Yeah,
straw, a tap."
I meant 1/5. She just assumed that I meant one can.
I had a quarter barrel. Okay, that's only one. Nothing stopped the Lizzo. Can you imagine though if they put Lizzo inside, just give her tail and just give her, she'd be Godzilla. But I don't want to become a misogynist, because I would honestly want to see an equally fat guy going up against her, and then this is kind of like clashing. Everyone deserves love.
Yeah, I'd love to never see her again or hear from her.
Social media is going to let you see her all the time. Y'all
Oh,
need Jesus.
I have her on the block list, or on the what is it where you can put
You mute words. Yeah.
Mute words. Yeah. I only want my timeline to be.
I did that for everything. Comic Skate, all that's because I got sick. I don't nothing against Comic Skate. I just tired of seeing.
I don't like it taking up my timeline.
Yeah.
Same
Yes,
thing with politics.
Yeah.
Like
So
yeah.
So when you mute words, it's like and you sometimes you mute count stuff. Like I don't block counts, but I mute stuff. I play a game. It's like I see a comment. What is this? Something. I'm like, oh, that's what it is, because I have no idea. Because sometimes I'll go in replies. It's like rejected. I was like, what is this? And then I realized, oh, they're just talking. They're saying someone's name. But but Lizzo pretty even out like, not me. I only have to take a guess.
All I want to see on my timeline is pirates and dad jokes. That's all.
And Nazis.
No.
In sheets.
What if it's a hot blonde in a Nazi outfit?
No. I don't even like.
Wait,
Ilga
how
of
come
the
my girlfriend is
SS.
sending you pictures of herself?
Wait, what?
I said, how come my girlfriend is sending you pictures of herself?
Oh, yikes.
Little attempt at humor there.
I didn't know he was into Golden Girls.
Man,
not
that was
into
an
Golden
entire
Girls.
genre of movies, Zach.
Oh, like there was one of those that I saw on Amazon. I forgot the name of it. It was dumb. It was like a C movie. It was so bad.
Yeah, I said it was in the 60s into the early 70s. I said that.
Oh no, this is way newer. This is like early 2000s or maybe mid 2000s.
I didn't realize they're still making them
Like,
that late, but
not Nazis hiding out on the moon.
Could be.
What on earth?
Oh, there's
Nah,
a
it's
lot.
okay.
Oh,
I
you
don't-
think
I
about
don't
there
go
was a
for blonde.
lot back in the day. There was like the very heavily gore ones, the dominatrix ones.
of course, women in prison movies were big back then. So
Oh, wow.
who better to be the prison matron than a hot Nazi officer?
Yep.
Yeah. Women in prison movies.
Saw a women's prison episode of NCIS last week.
Now women's privilege. No, see now back then it was okay. Now it's just we get. What is that?
We get someone who in a women's prison that looks like me, who identifies as a woman.
Wentz. There's a British one. Wentworth. And what was the other one? Orange is the New Black. And it's like, yeah, no.
Kate Mulgrew was in that show.
Speaking of a little better way to waste time, are any of you guys familiar with a YouTube channel called Casually Comics?
Yes.
I've heard of them. I don't think I've watched anything.
To her.
Yeah, check it out. It's a girl
Oh.
who I would say she has an entire playlist on Silver Age. I mean, she knows her stuff. It's fantastic, very entertaining. She had great production value in her videos.
Oh.
I want to stop short of saying she's like nerd girl hot in case she ever watches anything we're on. But that's how I would describe her. But she's also, like I said, she does just tons of Lois Lane videos from like the Silver Age,
Oh wow.
and they're very well done. And
She
she's done them as I discovered her because she did a video on Tom Strong, and then she did a
Huh.
follow up, and today, and another buddy of mine, guy calls himself Higgy Pop,
Oh, this is
was
the girl.
was raving about he just picked up a Tom Strong omnibus or trade.
Is this the girl who does the top tens?
I don't think so. I've never seen a top.
No,
10,
you might think Amanda McKnight. No, that's a different one.
Yeah, but her videos, I've watched about 10 of them in the last couple days.
No,
Wow.
she did Catholic Comics. She did a thing about the boob window myth.
Yes,
About whether it was.
I watched that one. And she
Awesome,
she
wasn't
doesn't
it?
pick sides. She's not. If she's left, right, or somewhere between, you do not know from her content,
Oh,
which is smart.
I like
That's
that.
She
probably
like
does
why she has-
really good work.
It's probably why
I'll
she has
check it out.
180 subs or 1,000 subs.
I have to
But
check her out.
yeah, I think
Oh
you'll
my
like
gosh.
it.
She has a channel called Enjoying Pixels.
Seriously.
Yeah,
It's a gaming channel.
I know.
Or it could be Japanese hentai.
How does
You
she
never
have
know.
time to game with all the comic knowledge she's amassed? Because she doesn't look like she's that old.
There's 32 videos. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's a pop.
MK. That's Classics Illustrated used to be one of the biggest comics in the 50s and 60s. They're still very easy to find because, unfortunately, most modern collectors have no use for it. Hell, to be honest, I didn't care about them until I was about 58. In fact, if we weren't doing the fossils, I probably still wouldn't care about them. But yeah, those were. I mean, a lot of them have maybe 10 different versions of them. But they're very. I mean, they're actually good. I've read a couple of them, and they're good.
Oh, she's only got 178,000 people.
Oh man.
She needs.
Yeah.
She
How
deserves more.
many do you have, RDV?
Well, I dropped one. We were at 395. Someone keeps subscribing and unsubscribing.
No, I rounded her up to $1.80, so Venkman was correct in my math.
Yeah, there's another one. It's called the Top 10 channel.
Oh, yeah,
and she looks
Classics Illustrated. I used to have some.
Girl looks exactly the same. And I always just 10 things you didn't know this, or top 10 things about this. That's all it was. It looks exactly like the same girl. She might have just.
That's a woman named. I think her name is Amanda McKnight or something like that. She does it with Nerd Squad or something like that.
Yeah, the Casually Comics is Sasha something, like Sasha Wood maybe. Her last name's real short, but yeah, like I said, very enjoyable.
And one of the things you see is she changes her hair color every couple weeks.
She's definitely that's part of her thing too.
Oh, she's been around since 2019.
Now, I said given the fact that I've been reading comics for 50 years and I know a bit. I'm not gonna watch a channel. I mean, I'm not gonna fall for a thirst trap. She's good. That's why I subbed and have watched a bunch of her videos because I learned stuff. Yeah, and that's
you can tell she takes her time to look into stuff and
I think
work it through.
I have watched this girl before because I recognize her setup. She's like in an attic room upstairs.
Well, where is she? Because now her backdrop's like, as many trades as I have.
Yeah, she's like in a bedroom at a slant. I think I've seen this girl before. I think I was subscribed on my other account. But yeah, like I said, I take respect for people who actually take the time to do the research and all that stuff. I wing a lot of stuff,
and that's a good way to put it on Deb. But the difference between this girl and Nerdette is Nerdette, by her own admission, is only a fan of comics from basically the point where she started.
Yeah.
This girl has gone back and she can talk the talk with stuff that came out 20 years before she was born.
Yep.
And I said she kind of reminds me of Joe and Paulo in that respect of having knowledge way beyond their years.
Yeah, she does a lot of manga too.
No,
Oh, nice.
Hey, Eric, who's that one guy that you did I saw you on you talking to him one time where he was it you did a stream with him. The guy with the beard.
Wes,
Wes?
thinking critical.
Yes, he's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out. Yeah, I think Critical. Yeah, I still haven't got a chance to watch it, but I want to watch the Mark Valerian reel.
I remember that name, Rhaegar. Is she still around? She's got to be like Comic Book Girl 25 or 6 by now.
Oh, Comic Girl 19. Is that the one that went crazy?
I don't know.
She started out, and then she just started getting like more SJW-ish.
Look, what I like about Casualty Comics is they do a lot of old stuff, and then, like I said, Tom Strong, which I'm a huge fan of, also. And yeah, I said, and I said she's entertaining and informative. That's and I know I think she did something on Night Terror, so I know she reads new stuff too. So it's.
Wow.
Huh.
I've heard of Chrissy Mayer, but I don't know anything. I don't
Chrissy
know.
Mayer hangs out
Never
with
heard of her before.
She hangs out with like Gary and.
She's like the
Neurotic.
female version of the Comics Gate, right?
No, she's a stand-up comedian, but she does hang out with like the Friday Night Tights groups. But I don't know how much of a nerd she is. I think she's done a few conventions, but she's more of like a stand-up comedian.
Oh,
She's pretty. Some
speaking
of her
of
stuff's
convention-
pretty funny.
I need to ask you guys something here real quick. I need to look at something here real quick. Let's see if you guys know who this person is. Darn it. We just found out who the first person for our Comic-Con coming up. And I'm going to have to look it up here so that I can't find it, but he's a voice actor.
I'm out.
Breen doesn't know voice actors.
Let's see. His Bryce Pappenbrock.
I have no idea who that was.
Nope.
Okay. He
Not a
does.
clue.
That's the first person they announced for our 2024, and I was like, I have no idea who that is. But thought you guys would know that stuff. Because I looked him up and he was just like he does anime of some of the show animes of book anime stuff. So I have no idea who. But
Yeah, I was already following her. The one I was thinking was Top 10 Nerd.
yes, that's Amanda McKnight.
Yeah. They really look the same. I mean,
Not really.
I have. Because that's why I found her through was the Top 10 Nerd because she appeared on there, I think. Sasha did. I could be wrong. though.
Amanda McKnight is more of a thirst trap than Casualty Comics is. But
It's not a thirst trap unless you're giving them money.
Trap is not a trap if you know it's a trap.
Exactly.
Right.
See, if I know it's a trap, it's not a trap.
There you go.
Well, I just meant that they have her on there because she's hot, supposedly.
I mean, I would too. If I
It's
could
called
get
making money.
Yeah, don't think for a second that if this girl wasn't attractive, because that is a built-in advantage on YouTube. We all know that.
Yep.
Yes.
But the reason why she has 178,000 and not 78,000, 68,000 coming from getting involved with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard a lot, but is that she's very, very good at. I mean, she's very, very knowledgeable.
She's got over 600 and look at this. what did it say here? 650 videos. We have over 989 videos, but she has 178,000 subs compared to her 394.
But here's the thing: how long are her videos?
Anywhere from 12 to 30 minutes, and
12 to 30
13.
minutes.
And
How long are our videos?
and there's a shitload of
Sure.
editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said there's what do you call them when pictures show up in the background and
Panel to panel, and you got the background animation going on.
yeah,
She puts a lot of.
Slideshow.
She puts a lot of time into it. It seems like.
Yeah. Editing. Yeah.
Now Zach, you're our thirst trap.
That's what Rhaegar said. I was like, ain't nobody thirsting for this.
Especially when he's in his tank top and little Asian hat.
That's what I thought I would be the most.
Tank top and the Katharine Hepburn hat, and that'll get us over.
See, I can't do the hat because I can't wear it with the headset.
Oh my
if I don't wear the headset, RDV is gonna freak out because there's gonna be an echo.
So I'm just gonna say this: you are our Justin Long in dodgeball.
I do not like that analogy. I really hate that analogy.
I've seen dodgeball, but I don't remember it enough to.
The car wash scene. The one guy wanted to wash the trucks, so they had Justin Long's character washing the Rams. He's like, "Yeah, get there nice deep, boy." He's like, I'm a little concerned. We only had one customer for the past 2 hours. I don't care. He's paying. And they're watching him. He's like, "I was looking at Justin." He's like, "Oh well, sacrifices need to be made."
It reminds me of that guy. Remember that guy when I first started doing? There was that guy that would show up at the late night streams. He'd be like, "What T-shirt is Zach wearing today?" I'd be like, "Oh,
That's
that was that guy."
Hey, I really wanted to know what shirts they were, man.
You still have that.
That's where that came from.
Yep.
This one right here is one of yours.
Because we made a little game out of it on Tuesdays. We're like,
Yeah.
is Zach wearing
No,
pants,
it wasn't
shorts?
Tuesdays. I think it was like show reviews or something.
Might have been, but I remember we'd always be like, it's like not your favorite time of the game, where we play. You guess what Zach's wearing? Is he wearing pants, shorts, or just boxers? Or is he commando?
The only commando in this house is creature commandos.
Well, then so he could be tubing it.
Aww.
No.
I forgot about that.
Zach is more. He's like, I love this game. Zach's wearing jeans,
Cargos.
shorts.
Ah!
Jorts.
No jorts. Jorts are miserable.
Wait,
to
hold
wear.
on again. Are those above the knee?
Yes,
No,
they
it's
were
just
above the knee.
No, it's just because I'm sitting down. They're bunched up.
Zach wears shorts.
They go like they even out at the knee.
Who
I'm
wears
also-
shorts?
I'm also 6'2", so I've got long legs.
Gary's like, he actually showed us.
That'll work for him if you ever decide
Oh my
to become
gosh.
a lady boy.
The next thumbnail is just gonna be a picture of your skinny legs.
I don't have skinny legs. My
go
legs are.
It's gonna be your
know
legs.
one of the
thumbnail.
one of the very few advantages of being over 60.
What's that?
I can wear jorts and nobody's gonna say shit.
That's true.
There
Because
you
I'm already
go.
old.
You can get away with socks and sandals too.
I
I
figure
will
most.
not.
I figure most
Under any
guys.
You're right back.
circumstances.
I
ever
feel
do
like
that.
Oh my god. Basically, I do not try to piss off older guys because I figure most of them have nothing to live for and they have a gun.
I'll never
Usually,
done.
a lot of them have guns. A lot of them. I work with a lot of them. They do have guns.
See, but in my defense, after the I there's only so many pairs of pants that I can fit in when I expanded, and I don't have to. And I never have occasion to dress up, so I usually live in sweats and
Oh my gosh.
whatnot. And I've got jobs that I can do that too. No, God, no,
My
Rhaegar.
favorite when you guys see the guys who get so obese, they wear the sweatpants, but they pull them up like Urkel.
No, so,
Oh yeah.
I my jean shorts are fit and they're very comfortable, and I can wear them to work, so I do. Right now, all my shorts are dead. All my other shorts, I'm kind of stuck with those. But again, like I said, I'm 60. They expect it because I'm old, so I don't
Like
care.
I said, I always expect to see like the old guys, and they have like the Santa Claus, the bibs,
Well, I also do a lot of where I'm sitting on the ground at the store, kind of like scooting along, moving from box to box because we have 2 rows of
Ooh,
books.
how does your hip feel after that?
Like shit at the end of the day, but
Oh,
also, like I said, jeans are about the only thing that can handle that.
Mm.
So
I've done that a couple times in long boxes, trying to search for for comic books, and my back, everything. It's like, and I'm like, I gotta try and push myself back up. I'm like, I'm just gonna lay here for a while until I feel better.
Oh.
And I have carpeting on the floor there, but still, it's just like my foot's numb, all that stuff. Trying to get up.
So, you realize that we've been going for 2.5 hours plus now.
I know. I just enjoy you guys' company. We've had about over double digits for a while.
Oh, this is fun. I said I need to do a little bit more work before I cash in for the night. But
Yeah, you said you've been neglecting your work the other night, so it's you've been trying to do
well,
that.
I kind of got sick after Tuesday. Kind of like where I've been real run down for the last couple of days because I couldn't. I mean, I've been working from home the last couple of days because I couldn't do what I would do at the store with the filing. So I'm trying to at least finish one more box before I go to bed.
I just want you to do a GoPro in your store when you're just doing the work. I want a day in the life of of Eric Breen at the store. Son of a bitch!
Exceedingly boring.
I want to drink every time I hear you swear.
You know what Tuesday I did more work than I've probably ever done in a day there, and there was no proof that I'd done a thing.
Oof.
Because for every box that I filed, I'd have to take those books out of another box, and then pull even books out of another thing to mark down just to fit the other ones in. So basically, I was just like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Dude,
if we worked together there, and I'd be dead within like the first 2 days. I'd be like, "Oh, you didn't do any work today again? What the hell, Breen?" I would just get my ass beat recently.
No, because the guy I work for, his wife, goes, I've seen you moving boxes all day, moving books around all day. I thought there'd be some room back here. And I go, yeah, I can't prove I did a damn thing today.
And is it a cramped back room, small room, with tons of boxes like stacked up like a
garage?
Oh
God, no. I've taken pictures of inside the store and showed those. It's a big store, but hell, when we started this, there was about 40 years of back issues. Now there's 85. And honestly, I'll give you an example. Ms. Marvel comes out this week, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably 100 of them on the shelves because there's like 7 or 8 different variants. And they had this, and God bless them, they think this SJW shit sells. It doesn't. But when it gets to the back issues, that's going to take up about 20 books. And you multiply that by all the just Tumblr crap that comes out every week, every month.
All
and
the
it's just filled up.
all the indies, yeah.
It's just filled up all the space. And nobody wants that stuff. I mean, they get it when it comes out, but after that, you could hide $100 bills between the indie comics that you file, and it'd be safer than most banks.
I spend more time looking at the indie stuff than I do the top 2.
That's it. Like I said, if I want back,
but even the good stuff, though. Like I said, I mean, I love Joe like a little brother. Once Dolly in the Dark gets into those bins, it's dead. It's good.
Yeah,
it's real good.
I like back issues like this, and then that's what I want in the back for back issues. I want Venom in the back issue. I don't want.
I mean, if you
bird crap in the back, I cut a period at 2012, and then we stopped collecting back issues. That's what I'd say.
People are buying trades now, and people are getting the stuff from back of the day and the floppies right now. Or at least for the big 2, tanking.
Well, the other problem with independents once they get into the back issue bins is most of them you don't order heavy. So if there's a 5-issue series, inevitably there's going to be one of those that we don't have a back issue for. So then you're just going to get the trade because there's no collectability with most indies. Like anything that comes from Keen Spot or Scout or something like that, they're just, I mean, they're not made to be collected. They're made to be collected into a trade. So like I said, they're dead once they come off the shelf.
All right, Rania, those gams talking about your legs. You showed your legs off, Zach.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Eric, she remembers Eric Reynolds in the 50 subscriber special live stream on this channel. That was a few years ago.
And I'll wear them at the 500.
The VA, some of the old guys that live off the grid wear those Oshkosh Bagosh overalls. You know what I go to? I go to that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie where he has to go against Lance Henriksen.
Yes.
That's what I think of. I think of
Yancy Butler, that woman who's in there.
Yes.
Oh, that woman is gorgeous, and her eyes just are awesome.
You know what we nerds know her from, right? The Witchblade series. She was Sarah Pizzini.
Yes.
And she also has a massive drug problem.
Yeah.
That's gotten in the way of her career more than one occasion.
Thought she just appeared on that NBC show.
She may. I mean, she may be fine now.
She got killed off.
Well, she's also probably pushing 60 now too.
She's got a Claudia Christensen. Isn't that's different?
Oh, that woman. I would do. Okay, never mind.
No.
Claudia Christensen is gorgeous.
She's got
Claudia Black is even better.
Claudia Black, yes. Another raging liberal, but Claudia Black I thought was probably one of the best sci-fi actresses there was in the 2000s.
Yeah, my ex was crazy about Claudia Black.
I think Farscape is the second best. After those two are the two best science fiction programs ever.
That was
Babylon 5-1, Farscape #2, and they were both in those.
That was her.
What about Tales of Tomorrow?
I have no idea what that one was.
1951. It was the first science fiction series on network television, and Rod Serling credits that with being his inspiration for the Twilight Zone. I discovered it about 6 months ago. And no, I'm not comparing it to this two, but it's a fun little rabbit hole to go down on YouTube.
Yeah, it was. I gotta say, it was very. I know people love SG1, Stargate SG1, but it was very disturbing for me to watch Ben Browder and Claudia Black to go on that show and then like not be lovers. They've been lovers on Farscape for all these years.
Yeah,
and then they're on there, and then she's dating that Daniel, whatever his name is, the guy on SG1.
You know, I met Zahn at a con down in Pasadena.
Zahn, I'm trying to think. Zahn. That is the
blue chick.
The blue one, yeah. She's the one that's from James Bond. Virginia Madison?
No, she was. She was from the Road Warrior. She's the shoulder pads chick from Road Warrior.
I thought she was also in a James Bond movie with Roger Moore.
She might have been. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she was cool.
I want to say Virginia.
She was a Road Warrior. She was the one with the spiked shoulder pads, Road Warrior type shoulder pads. The wrestlers, when she's up there.
Virginia Hay.
Yes.
Castaway. She was in that. Mad Max 2. I think she's in that one. I think that one. The Living Daylights. That's where she's from.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay. I knew that she was.
That's probably why I didn't remember it, because those Timothy Dalton ones were not good.
Yeah, and then the other one was Gigi Edgley.
Yes, I'd love to meet her.
Chitara or Chiana.
Yeah, she was supposed to only be like a 1 or 2 off, and they liked her so much that they kept her.
Zach, did you ever watch Farscape?
I tried trying to be a good husband at the time. I was like, I'll watch this show that my wife loves and won't stop talking about. And I got bored with it right around the time the guy with the dominatrix mask came on the scene.
Scorpius?
And yeah, that's probably why she divorced you.
I think it was because I think it was because he was watching it with his girlfriend at the time.
No, I was watching it without her. Actually, I was like alone.
Well, that's why she divorced you, because you're watching without her.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh,
No, it's a geeky. Yeah, check this out. Check out the show out if you ever get an experiment. It's so old. There was one episode where Paul Newman is uncredited. He just comes on, has like 4 lines, and he was probably in his mid-20s at the time.
Damn. That
And
was a
like
couple minutes
Darren
ago.
McGavin's the star of one of them. It's cool to see like people you recognize just a hell of a lot younger than you remembered.
right?
Damn. I was watching I have a season of The Master 80s show with Lee Van Cleef as a ninja. And you get to see all these people who are big stars now doing the guest star of the week. Like Bruce Willis's ex-wife. What's her name?
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore. And all that in their little, I'm trying to get my name done type things. Really kind of scary.
Yeah, I was looking to see if that Casual Comics girl, because she has Twitter on there, but she hasn't been on there since last year. I noticed a lot of people for YouTube channels do not use Twitter as much anymore. They use Instagram now. That's become the big thing.
Yeah, everybody's moved over to Instagram after Musk bought Twitter and everything. That's like what they've shifted over to.
I don't think it was even that. I mean, it was before that too.
They also had like the new terms of service stuff come out like this last week. A lot of people were bugging out over that.
So I
haven't
saw
read
that
it yet.
Twitter
I don't
has a
know
new
why.
term of service. It's taking place in it's going September 29th is when it's going to take effect.
Yeah, like a month from now. Yeah.
Me and Jim Sorensen were looking it over and really couldn't tell the difference. And we're like,
It's the same as it has been?
why? If there's a difference, highlight it.
Yeah.
What's new?
Well, what I seem to think everyone is flipping out about is he's removing the block button.
Oh
He said
yeah.
that, but I haven't seen it though.
Haven't seen it yet. Yeah, that's true.
No.
Also, I think it's funny that the web address is still twitter.com and not x.com.
Oh my gosh! So that's another thing. I'm on Firefox. I have it bookmarked, and it's my bookmarks go across the top here on the screen. And every once in a while, I'll see the bird, and then I'll see the X. It keeps going back and forth. You can't do, so the address is.
I get the X logo, but the web address is www.twitter.com.
Well, he's never gonna change it to X. You know why? Because then
Why?
so many people notice Twitter.
Maybe.
He can have the icon as X, but it's. I don't know if he'll ever actually, because he said he still has. I think you go to x.com. I'm not gonna say anybody try here now. But he had said that
like Asian porn site.
he said he had purchased that and it redirects you to Twitter. So something like he said something, but yeah, I remember going to Twitter like it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's like when he changed it, and it says X videos was trending. Like what? Yeah, people were getting their channels or their account nuked because he put he created X videos as his new Twitter thing. God. Rager, I would never try to send you to any of that stuff. You're already there. Because you know Reed won't find. Because you know Reed won't find you there.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump off.
Yeah, we're gonna end it here.
I'm gonna go watch some more One Piece before bed.
So I'm gonna let people show their stuff. Geek Easy, where can we find you? I guess that your Twitter and your YouTube.
That right there, yep. That and it's also my YouTube channel.
All right, there.
Oh no, it's my YouTube. My Twitter is. I'll put that up next week.
Yeah, but
actually, yes.
What is your? Do you do like a? Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I do have one for.
Yeah.
That and Twitter. It's both YouTube and Twitter. I have 2 channels on Twitter.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because we never really talked about your YouTube channel. Do you go live other than just this on Thursdays?
I don't have enough. I only have like 226 people. So.
Yeah. So do you like go to YouTube or do you go to YouTube and like upload videos regularly or stuff? Or
yeah, I do like LCS hauls. I do reviews. I do unboxings. So like right before I came on here, I did the unboxing for these.
Nice.
And you're gonna see me accidentally knock over a soda, so I get my face sprayed with a bunch of soda. Give myself a soda facial.
if you do that, put it as your next thumbnail, or put it as a thumbnail of that video.
It's good for your pores.
So
Yes, but so yeah, it's just it's. I'm not a. I've been meaning to try and start like doing editing and stuff, but it's called kind of being a little lazy.
man, you got more
Yeah.
subscribers than Breen does.
I got what?
Eric Breen has his YouTube channel. He was uploading for a while. He's been neglecting us.
He only uploads like 2 videos a year.
Not even more. It was, remember, it used to be like every 8, 12 months, and then now he's not even doing more.
Well, now you got 227.
Yeah, I just saw that. Thank you.
So go check out Geek Easy on there at the Geek Easy there. I keep thinking the Big Easy because that's the name of a restaurant they have in the mall.
So
That's also the nickname of my hometown.
Yeah, it's also a great movie with Ellen Barkin when she was still hot.
yes. I do it the Geek Easy. It's a takeoff of the Speakeasies,
Ah.
and I sort of did that while I was still drinking, and I was gonna do like drunk reviews. I was actually gonna start doing it, but then I had to sober up.
So now I want Cajun food and watch Helen Barkin Big Easy.
Ocean's
Yeah,
13.
Ellen Barkin. Yeah, she did a movie with called Johnny Handsome with Whiplash when he was young and good looking.
Oh, I think Johnny Handsome. I'm thinking of Johnny Dangerson. I'm like, Michael Caine. Wrong one.
What is his name?
Mickey Rourke?
Yes.
Yeah. You know why I first discovered Ellen Barkin was that weird movie called Switch.
Well, they were also both in Diner, where she was married to Daniel Stern, and Mickey Rourke was a guy with a gambling problem, and her character's name was Carol Heathrow. No, that wasn't her name. But he made a bet that he could get her to play with his what. So he went to the movie theater and he stuck it in a box of popcorn. And then when she went to get a handful of popcorn.
So that's where that came from.
Great movie, by the way. I said,
Really?
Oh, Diner's a phenomenal movie. It's my brother's favorite movie of all time. And it's in my probably top 20. But it's. I mean that's not indicative of what the movie was about. But Tim Daly, the Superman voice actor.
Yeah.
His character, he's a little older than the other guys in the group, but he got spiked at playing baseball in high school. So he's been going back, and whenever he sees somebody from that team, he just walks up to him and sucker punches them. And he was on his second to last guy. He sees him out, just and they're like suit and tie. He's out with his wife. He just walks up, just goes through a crowd, just decks him. And the guy goes, "We're even."
Wasn't Paul Reiser and Kevin Bacon?
Yeah,
yep.
Kevin Bacon. Yeah, it's well worth your time. It's
what movie is this?
Diner. It was made by Barry Levinson, who went on to do Homicide and shit like that. But it's a great movie. It's set in late 50s Baltimore.
1982. Yeah, Steven Spielberg's in there too.
Yep.
Wow.
I've met Steve Gutenberg. I have an autograph of his on one of my favorite movies by him. Rear Window.
Yeah. You know what? I might just try to get this for Sunday.
Don't do it for this Sunday because
no. Well,
but because if you're going to do it, I will watch it and I'll do that show with you.
Yeah, because
Rob.
I'm always looking for other movies to watch, new stuff. I like the fact that it's got a high enough IMDb score. I really don't like my IMDb scores, but I've been noticing a lot more of the movies I do like.
I trust that the farther it's like Wikipedia. The older and less known they get, the more accurate they are.
Yeah. Because I've seen movies like we watched a movie. Who we watched reviewed on Tuesday? It was like some rapper named Raza RZA. It was Man with the Iron Fists.
I've got that. I haven't watched it yet.
I will not say anything. I'll let you watch it first, and then go check out the Extreme Movie Show, where we and Rob reviewed it. And I'm just gonna say I'm not a huge Russell Crowe fan, so that does bring the movie down for me.
You're not a Russell Crowe fan?
No, Virtuosity, his best role.
Yeah, sure. Not Gladiator or Master and Commander
Yeah.
or
Sorry.
the one with Denzel Washington, American Gangster. Is that it? Was it
I
American?
don't know. It put a
Yeah,
bad.
that's what he
That's
was
the
in that one.
Denzel one. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of good movies.
Proof of
Those are
life,
just the
or
popular ones.
Proof of life, where he for real bangs Dennis Quaid's wife, which leads to the divorce. Yeah.
A Beautiful Mind. Robin Hood was all right.
You're like Rob Wood. Hey, good.
They can't all be home runs. Okay, Les Miserables. Granted, he was Zeus in Thor 4, but we're not going to talk
Raker
about
remembers
that.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's Jor-El.
Cinderella Man. He's a Cinderella Man. Forget about Russell Crowe.
I'd rather watch Kevin Costner films.
I fall asleep in Kevin Costner films. Yeah, you go watch Waterworld. Have fun.
Hey, no,
Dennis
you
Hopper,
want a
you
good-
son of a bitch.
if you want a good Kevin Costner movie, No Way Out.
I haven't seen that one.
It's a really good movie. It's him and Sean Young and Gene Hackman.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
good.
You guys should have been there this past Tuesday on Extreme Movie Show. I said I'm not a Russell Crowe fan. Ed Brewer lost it.
Yeah, I'm in Team Ed Brewer. I'm with him. I'm in his camp.
I've never seen Brett so angry and so angry before.
Brett.
yeah, pretty much.
It's like standardized testing. Last name first. It's like bread.
Well,
I like
dude,
that.
then because he admitted that he's been eating edibles. And
Is that why he was
Ed's-
losing it?
Ed's up there in age as it is. You know, he's not a young whippersnapper anymore.
Edibles
Who
will
is?
screw you up if you're young too.
So
I mean,
because Ed,
not that I know from experience.
I'll just say a little history, but we love Ed Brewer. He's a regular of watching over I Love Comics, and like I think it was during the auction or one of the nights we're talking about MK of all people. MK40 likes to be here. I think if you're still here, MK asks you like, who's hotter, Jenny Ortega or the chick that's gonna play the new Stone White thing, girl?
Jenny Ortega. Rachel Ziegler is just annoying.
Yeah, and Ed's like, I'd go balls deep in Jenna. That's out of nowhere in the chat. This is the guy who normally doesn't say something like that.
You know who? Jenna Jameson. She's hotter.
Current?
She's 90% plastic.
And it's just married a chick too. Guys,
Yeah,
I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm out too on Jenna Jameson. Hope you guys
Good
have
night.
fun. Leave a like, subscribe.
We drove him off.
Rager, it was Ed. He said in the chat.
I did not. I had never smoked anything. Devil's lettuce or tobacco.
Since for the Stragers here, real quickly, I'm just going to announce that we are going live tomorrow for 2 readings. The first reading is at 8:15 Eastern. At 9.
What happens in Harlem stays in Harlem.
138 of Captain America. Yes, yeah. Zach will not be joining us for that first reading.
I will probably be in a work appointment. I'm trying to
But
make this.
Racist.
I'm trying to have to work.
Yeah, you just don't want to have to do anything that happens in Harlem.
If I don't make money, I don't buy comics.
Our second reading, though.
This is a good issue, by the way.
Yes.
If it's the one I'm thinking of.
This
I don't know
is
if it might not be.
This is the Manhunters. This is going here. Is issue number 9, Justice League International. It's been a while since we've read this. I'm looking forward to it. Zach will be returning back to his Blue Beetle. I'll be my Booster Gold self again, and we're gonna have fun.
I'm gonna try to watch or listen to some Jason Sudeikis so I can get his tone right. Because remember there was that rumor going around that he was gonna be Ted Cord. And I was like, that's perfect. So now I'm gonna try to
I was gonna
get
say
his
I would say look up Joe McHale and just watch.
I don't want Joel McHale as Blue Beetle. He was Starman already. I don't want him as Blue Beetle.
All right,
he can
guys.
be Booster Gold if he wanted to, but he can't be.
Yeah, but they can't have the white Blue Beetle, man.
Yeah, they can. Sure, they can. They referenced him enough in the movie. They can have him, especially if they got a Booster Gold show that they're making.
Yes,
That movie sucked balls.
No, far from it. I've seen 3 other movies this year that were worse than Blue Beetle.
Oh, I didn't say there's worse movies. You know, it was
It was all all right. It was mid. It wasn't sucky. It was
I
mid.
haven't seen it, but I'll just say I wasn't even offended by the trailer, but the whole Batman's a fascist. I don't give a shit about that.
Nah, I didn't care.
I
About
just
that.
don't care for Jaime as Blue Beetle. I would rather had Ted Cord. I want
like
my
Jaime.
booster. I want my blue and
Well,
gold.
You like older comics, so that's a given.
I like the better comics.
Matter of opinion.
Wow.
That's
all
objective.
Right, all right, Zach.
All right. By the way, since I didn't get time to plug my stuff, I have a Twitter, and I am trying to put more stuff on Instagram. It's under this name right here. Bow ties are cool. So if you are on either of those, that's where you can find me.
All right, and Zach, are you going to be on anything this week at all coming up? You're going to be on any channels, live streams, other than the reading?
Other than the reading, I will be here for the second one, most likely.
All right.
Sunday night is a maybe. I may have a date that night, so we're crossing fingers on that one. But other than that, yeah, the normal stuff. You can catch me over here at the Geeky Puppet Show on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights talking about comics. And then Ash, I'll be over on his stream probably Monday night where we talk about what we're talking about. We're going to do a further in-depth analysis of plot holes and Conan, if I can find a copy to read. I think it was Conan.
I can borrow you a copy that I borrowed from Ash.
Oh, okay.
Who borrowed it from me? Who borrowed it from someone else?
It's a chain letter comic.
Break the chains.
Yep, right.
Yes, yeah, and it'd be interesting this going over Conan Barbarian comic with a self-proclaimed hater of the movie.
That's right. The movie sucked.
Which
All
one?
the Conan movies suck. Not just the Schwarzenegger ones, but the Jason Momoa one too. That was also bad. There's not a good Conan movie.
I know, right? This is what I deal with. He hates Michelle Pfeiffer. You know, he'd rather have Anne Hathaway over Michelle Pfeiffer as Count.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, Anne Hathaway. I'm
Fine.
going.
She fine.
For Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer number 1, Zoe Kravitz number 2,
She's just
maybe Anne Fake away for 3, and then the girls from the show.
Did you say Anne Frank?
He said Anne Frank.
No, I said Anne Fake away.
Fake away.
Fake away. Okay, well, first of all, you didn't have Julie Newmar anywhere in your lineup.
Julie Newmar.
I said the ones in the from the show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant okay. I thought you meant Gotham.
Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, Michelle Pfeiffer, and then that's all we need. Anything else?
Nope. Anne Hathaway is much more attractive than any of them, in my opinion. Zoe Kravitz is okay. She's small though. I'm always really nervous around smaller girls because I'm like, if I hug them too tight, I'll break them. So that's the stigma I have.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle isn't better than Conan.
You know what? I do my what's his name? Even Drago around little girls. I must break her.
Well, now I know I'm gonna have words with Ash. I know right away.
I'm starting the kick Zach campaign riddle here right now.
That campaign's been going.
You gotta go. We make it official. We need signatures.
Send me a shirt with the logo on it. I will wear it proudly.
If I can find a company where I can design my logos and have them printed off, I think it's like Teesprings. I may not be able to.
Just a little stick figure with my face put on it, and then a giant boot kicking me from behind. I'll wear it.
I'm gonna have a shirt that says "I love apples," and then the back is just gonna have your Twitter handle.
I
I don't know if I like
actually had a shirt that said it said "Gerbil Rights" on it. And
how about them apples? Be that gonna quote you?
How about them apples?
And then I accidentally wore it to a certain type of bar that someone took me to. So I walked into this bar and I had a shirt that said "Gerbil Rights" on it. Well, I got a stink eye on a couple of them. A couple people, they didn't think that was funny.
We need to have like an Oscar. You know how they have the Oscar music they play when the speeches go too long? We need one of those. But then we would never use it on ourselves.
Well, if Pixel would hear, Pixel just goes, boop, gone. Can't talk. So, all right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night, starting at 7:15, 8:15 p.m. Central, or Eastern, 8:15 Eastern. Sorry. Yeah. So till then,
Alright.
hope you guys have a good
See you
night.
guys later.
Farewell. Go watch One Piece. Make them give us a second season.
I prefer 2-piece.
2 pieces are great.
I prefer
but
thong.
The One Piece is.
Well, I
really-
don't know what you like wearing, but I'm just saying this is what I like girls.
Yeah. I got one on right now.